Malviya Nagar, where Somnath Bharti is the sitting MLA, again very low voter turnout. RK Puram, South Delhi, the Prime Minister's last rally was in RK Puram, again low voter turnout. Greater Kailash, where Saurabh Bharadwaj is fighting from, low turnout. Kalkaji, where the Chief Minister is fighting from, low turnout. These are the constituencies where the BJP would have wanted higher voter turnout, because as the old adage goes, the higher the voter turnout, the more a reflection of anti-incumbency. But unfortunately, those are places where there's been low voter turnout. If you can go back to that stat of the voter turnout over the years, and I want all our experts here to weigh in on this. Basically, to my mind, what it shows is this is the lowest voter turnout since Aam Aadmi Party as a political party came up. There you go. So the last time you had under 60 or 60 or less than 60 was 2008. And in 2008, there was no Aam Aadmi Party. So that extra voter who has gotten added to the Delhi turnout from 2013 onwards has been because of the Aam Aadmi Party, or has been, an Aam Aadmi Party voter. So 65, 67, 62, and now it's come to 60. So essentially, I think this is where the exit pollsters are sort of betting their money on, is that AAP voter is not as enthused to turn out this time around. That's why you're seeing a substantially lower turnout.
But will he keep away? In that case, does Delhi become the anathema? Will he keep away or will he flip? That's the question, you see, because if you look at that number, 62.5 Anand and Zach, if you just look at that number, that's when also the AAP, I won't say lost many seats, but had a bit of a dip in its performance. The BJP sort of closed the voter average
See,
gap.
if you look at it, from 2015 to 2025, last 10 years, there is a 7% dip. And this 7% is core the AAP voter if you go by the 2008 number where there was no AAP. See, there is an 8% jump up between 2008.
And that 67% came when the AAP began really its freebie game.
Exactly. See, 2013, there is an 8% jump from 2008 onwards. So that's the AAP voter and those who are part of the India Against Corruption in Delhi who came to vote. From 65, it's come down to 60. So from 2013 to 2025, the AAP supporter, there is a 5 to 6% drop. So is a higher voter turnout helping the AAP or is it helping the BJP? So is Delhi an anathema or in terms of an inverse as far as the case study is concerned? Because if you look at the BJP voter turnout, I think we've got the line graph of the overall BJP voters. Steadily, the BJP has only been increasing its voter base in Delhi. Even in 2020, the BJP overall, my memory serves me right, had a 2% jump up, because in 2015 they had 36% voters. In 2020, they had 38% voters. So the BJP voter is only going up even in the local election and it's not slipping. Now, Aman, Pallavi, Ravi Srivastava ji, morning.
Morning. See, Anand, I think the BJP has been banking in a big way over the consolidation of the middle class voter in Delhi. So if you see, almost 40% of Delhi is middle class, and BJP sensed this time that the middle class is the section which is really upset with the Aam Aadmi Party government. Poor infrastructure in the city, the poor state of air pollution, the sanitation issues, and last minute bonus which came in the budget, this 12 lakh income tax rebate. BJP felt that this middle class is going to consolidate behind the party. But did the entire 40% middle class come out and vote? That is not sure. Did they entirely come out and vote in those large numbers?
So Aman, what is the BJP's explanation for why in those middle class pockets we have the lowest voter turnout? Why?
It seems like a urban apathy is there. We have seen it in Maharashtra also. Despite voter turnout going up in Mumbai seats, still it was below 60%. So urban apathy. EC tried it best. Kept a poll on a Wednesday, a working day.
But there is one thing that we must all not lose sight of. Yesterday evening, of course, all the data was put out, right, by the Election Commission. Now, some people said it was a bit late in the day, this, that, the other, whatever. It came out at around 8:30, 8:45 at night. Now, this is the reason why I've been talking about the woman voter, because she outvoted the male in Delhi. So this time, for the first time, the woman voters surpassed the male voter.
But they usually tend to. I mean, if you look at other state elections, also in Maharashtra and all, we did see women voters come out. In Delhi. And when I went to many of these areas, like I was going to New Delhi constituency on the day of the polling, Jangpura, I was really surprised that I did not find the booth workers of, say, the AAP very much around. Or Congress was there, a little bit, not there. Even the BJP was more out. They were certainly very aggressive. And those figures were talking about, Selampur, the minority-dominated areas. But not just in Delhi, but if you look at in other state elections, I have found, like in Bengal, again, my home state, substantial amount of minority voters who are actually going to be always play an important part in deciding the results. they always go out
But
in very large
40
numbers.
seats had more women participation than men, and these seats are concentrated in South, Southeast, Central, Northwest and Southwest Delhi. So broad swath of the South, Central and Northwest, where overall voter turnout has been less.
Which is extraordinary in and of itself, because if you look at the number of electors, the number of voters, there were 81 lakh men and 72 lakh women. So which means if much more women have turned out than the actual number of electors, then I think that is a big thing. There's a 9 lakh.
Seats also have been announced for women. So
and
why
guess
is there an
which-
incentive to go out and vote?
Which
Possibly.
seat had like the most? It was Okhla, 5% more than men, and women electors in Badarpur, Tughlakabad, and we can plot that, Kalkaji and Sangam Vihar constituencies that were all held by the AAP, right, came out proportionately more than men by at least 3 percentage points.
Yeah, the
so,
data.
So now, I mean, I don't know. And in Greater Kailash and Vishwasnagar, the turnout was the same.
Same. So in
As
this
per the-
case, let me ask you this. If the women voter has come out in more numbers than the male voters compared to 2015 and 2020, at a time when the voter turnout is actually 2% lesser than 2020 and 7% lesser than 2015. So then who is the male disgruntled
Well,
with?
as I told you, and
Who is the male disgruntled with?
It's more like the women are disgruntled with the men in the house, therefore they turned out to vote.
Someone turned out to vote.
Remember Arvind Kejriwal's appeal during just before the polling, he said that if more women come out and vote, I will win. It's very clear. The data I have, as Rahul is saying, 41 assembly seats in Delhi. The women turnout is more than the men voters. Overall voting percentage 60.54%. Women have voted at 60.92% and men at 60.21%. So I think Arvind Kejriwal is banking a lot, and as he was saying,
what was the number? What was the number that you
60
said?
points.
the 60.92% is the average turnout of women against men 60.21%.
So
almost
that difference is less than 1%. It's
Yeah,
a
but
point.
where?
But 1 minute, 60%, 60.25% of 80 lakh base.
Yes.
And under 61,
Precisely.
under
That's the point.
61.92% of 72 lakh base. Even then, the male voter is in absolute numbers greater than the women
That's not
voters.
what he's saying. He's
But
saying
you see what
across
I'm saying
Delhi,
is-
the number of women
Yes.
voters is more.
You see,
40
it
seats.
might be that men have uniformly come out,
Correct.
but women might have actually come out
In
as I said,
concentrated
in at
clusters,
least
yes,
8 or 9 constituencies, significantly higher levels than
So
men.
these are the ones that you're talking about. So Kalkaji, where the chief
There you
minister
go.
is fighting from, Badarpur, the neighbouring constituency. You have one of the constituencies which the BJP had won last time around, Tughlakabad. Then you have a whole bunch of these constituencies in sort of the outer south part of Delhi, where 4 or 5 cluster constituency, Okhla,
Yes.
where Amanatullah Khan is the.
And these are also, some of these areas in South Delhi are also the poorer areas. These are not the ones, except
Exactly.
for
This
Greater
is not
Kailash.
Greater Kailash,
These
yeah.
are some of the ones with high concentrations of what is known as low income group housing. So,
Women have decided the mandate in favor of the BJP in MP, in Maharashtra. Many believe they had a key role to play even in Haryana. But will the women actually come out and help Kejriwal, or more importantly, the Aam Aadmi Party score a hat-trick? That's another big question. We'll go across
2500 versus
to our
2100.
reporters in just a bit, but this is what I was talking about. Now, look at the BJP's voter performance, assembly to assembly. If you look at each of the assembly elections, the BJP's vote share has not slipped so much. It's not fluctuated so much. It's actually on a steady rise. And they've tried to be as consistent. Now, if you look at the assembly to assembly numbers, now I'll have a look at it. Can we just go closer and go full frame on this? And we'll have a look at the numbers. Year after year, 2013, the BJP is at 33%.
38 band.
And then, yeah, dekhiye na. So 33, 32%. But 2020, they were at 40%, sir. The BJP was at 40% in 2020. And Lok Sabha to Lok Sabha also they've gone up. In the last decade, they have reached the 50% mark, and last two Lok Sabha elections, they have consistently been above the 50% mark. Whereas the Aam Aadmi Party, if you look at it, 29, 33, it went to 54, but in the Lok Sabhas, it's seen a drastic fall, and it's retained the same 54% in 2015 and 2020%. The Congress keeps fluctuating up and down, and it's steadily on the decline. But what happens is, Vidhan Sabha to Vidhan Sabha, the BJP is not losing voters. It's being outvoted by the AAP supporter.
En bloc shift. If you see en bloc shift, those who vote for Mr. Modi or say BJP in Lok Sabha, same block goes to the assembly to
No, sir. If you look at it, there is a 14% swing vote. There is a 14%, 12 to 14% voter who loves Kejriwal and Modi. So at Vidhan Sabha they swing towards Kejriwal and at Lok Sabha they swing to Modi. But there is a 39% or nearly 40% voter base for the BJP, which now steadily increased. It was to be 32-33%. It's come to 38-39%, and it remains with the BJP. At Vidhan Sabha and at Lok Sabha. So now it's
that's a nationwide phenomenon.
No. But Delhi is critical because, like we showed the numbers, sir, 2008 to 2015, there is a 10-12% addition in the total number of voters in Delhi. And that's because of the AAP. Now, if those voters feel disenchanted with the AAP, but they don't want to vote for BJP or for the Congress, then they may not have come out to vote. So, where the story plays out is not just in the voter turnout, but also in the pockets where the voting has happened. Let's just go across to our guests quickly. Akash Sharma joining us from tracking Parvesh Verma. That's a three-cornered fight there. Parvesh Verma versus Arvind Kejriwal versus Sandeep Dixit. So Sharon Elizabeth is tracking Sandeep Dixit. Arunima is at the Aam Aadmi Party office. So पहले आपका माहौल जान लेते हैं. Yes, Arunima. Good morning to all of you. Yes, Arunima.
Morning. So Aam Aadmi Party, 1 Canning Lane is where their new office is, and just outside a huge stage has been set up. I think they have prepared for Arvind Kejriwal's victory speech here. It's a huge podium. They've put up lights, etc. So from the time when Arvind Kejriwal first won Delhi, I remember from the tiny office, Kumar Vishwas was with him, Ashutosh was with him. That was the time when the AAP core team, Prashant Bhushan and all were sitting together. They peeped from the balcony, from that little office near Hanuman Mandir, and Aam Aadmi Party leaders declared that they were the winners of Delhi. From there to this very, very corporate style event management, Aam Aadmi Party has come a long way. But today they're also holding their horses. I think the leaders are expected only about 9:45, 10 a.m. after the first set of leads come in. Manish Sisodia, the former Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, in all effect the number 2 in the party. He's gone to the Swaminarayan Mandir this morning and offered his prayers to the god. Arvind Kejriwal is also at his residence. All the other leaders, Saurabh Bhardwaj, Atishi, they're expected to go offer their prayers at Kalkaji temple as well, and before they move to the various counting centers. And from the volunteers here, the sense that we get is that is going to be their big thrust, to be at every counting center. They've kept a very close vigil at the strong rooms as well. There were specific instructions given as to how the polling agents should be keeping an eye while the voting was on. Then the vigil shifted to the strong room, and now even at the counting center, you must have seen Arvind Kejriwal's tweet yesterday about Form 17C, saying that EC has not put it out, but we are putting it out on a website. So they are keeping a hawk eye on the counting process because that is their pet peeve, that Election Commission is biased against the opposition. In this case, the ruling dispensation in Delhi, but the national level opposition.
Well, is that also an indication of the pressure the AAP is feeling this time around, 10 years into the big election that is in 2015, where they really rose to prominence after what happened in 2013?
Just as an aside, so all political parties have got new offices now. So the AAP's office is on 1 Canning Road. Lord Canning was the first Viceroy of India. I don't know how that plays out for the Aam Aadmi Party. So this is the first election that they're fighting from a new party office. I remember in 2013, the very first assembly election, they jumped onto the scene. They had this tiny office in West Patel Nagar. I mean, it was more like, it was not even a house, it was not even a residence, it was like a little one-story building, and
makeshift kind of an
office. It was a makeshift kind of, Raviji knows this very well. And now to come to, the 1 Canning Road where the first Viceroy of India sort of lorded over. Let's see if the new office turns out to be lucky for Aam Aadmi Party.
Akash is tracking Parvesh Verma. Sharon Elizabeth is tracking Sandeep Dixit. Lord Canning, not very popular person there. He's been associated with doing a lot of aspects.
The 1857 rebellion happened
and he initiated a lot of movements that also worked towards brainwashing Bharat. So, creating and trying to finish Bharat culturally and with respect to its educational base. Everything is attributed to Lord Canning. But anyway, let's come back to this. And they said that we cannot conquer this place unless we finish it culturally. That's what his thought process was. But anyway, we are not saying that Arvind Kejriwal mirrors that. We just wish all the parties all the best based on what the voters did. This is the panel. This is how our election screen is going to look. In a short while from now, you would see the numbers start trickling in, and you would see the leads. Somewhere around 8:15, 8:20 is when we are hoping that the first set of actual real numbers will start coming in, not the ones that are boosted, inflated, etc. To the left of me and to the right of your screen, these are the exit poll numbers. What will also happen is slowly we'll start giving you constituency-wise data, some of the key race alerts, big faces, where they are leading, trailing, etc. That would come here. On this side, we've broken it down. Not just basis the 70 constituencies, but you would also see the clusters. So the Jhuggi cluster, the middle class voter, the Mahila voter, where are the votes coming in and which are these areas, Central Delhi, South Delhi, the various pockets, regions, so that's East Delhi. So out of 10 seats, who's winning what? So you would get an idea of where the votes for a particular party are also coming in, or the seat share, if it's a hot contest, where they are coming in. And then obviously we will take that into the magic wall with Zaka here for the real-time analysis. So this is how it looks, and then you would see the halfway mark right above with the top headlines and the top lines takeaways. So that's how the election screen will look here at CNN News 18 on Result Day Live. Over to Akash Verma. Akash, where is Parvesh Verma now?
Right, Anand, it is Akash Sharma.
Akash Sharma.
Right,
so the Sharma Verma confusion happened early morning, but yes, Akash, Parvesh kahan hai?
So New Delhi is a hot seat these elections, and we know that how everyone in BJP in fact is excited about the results on this particular seat. I'm standing outside Parvesh Verma's residence. It's all silent here. It is also because Delhi BJP office is not very far from here. So all Karyakartas who are coming here are directly going to BJP Delhi unit. And in fact, we are learning that Parvesh Verma is going to come out post 9:30, possibly after the trends. In fact, I messaged him and he said that I'll be coming post 9:30. His brother was here and he is saying that Pravesh is going to counting center post 9:30. This particular seat is important, and also we have an interesting question, Anand, and I asked the very question to the brother of Pravesh Verma. If at all Pravesh Verma is being considered, if at all he wins, is considered as one CM candidate also. To which they are of course replying that party will decide, but this is going to be very, very important given the fact that New Delhi, the total voter turnout was around 56%. We have seen in the past, and in fact in these elections also, New Delhi constituency dominated the entire news coverage. So this seat is going to be very, very interesting. Sandeep Dixit, Arvind Kejriwal and Pravesh Verma. In some time from now, we'll get a clarity as to who is going to make leads and who is going to win this particular seat.
All three of them have a connection with the Chief Minister's birth. Two of them sons of former Chief Minister, one a former Chief Minister. So it's a three-way fight, of which two of them have said that the former Chief Minister will not win. The former Chief Minister has put his faith, reposed his faith in the Mahila voters, saying if the Mahila comes out and votes, AAP will win. Sharon Elizabeth, Sandeep Dixit, is you're tracking him, whereabouts is he? And the other question is, by what time should we expect results to start solidifying? Because Arunima says AAP leaders will come around 9:30. Akash is saying BJP leaders will also step around 9:30. Why this 9:30?
Well, it's totally in contrast what's happening here at Sandeep Dixit. What he's doing is that at 6 a.m. in the morning itself, he's on the go. He's already visited some 3 counting centers. This is one of the centers in Gold Market where he has in fact come, and he's talking to his polling agents, giving them the passes, making sure that the polling agents are in on time, because 8 a.m. is when the counting is going to take place. So tight security here at the counting center, and this is the 3rd counting center since morning that Sandeep Dixit is visiting. And a couple of multiple interviews which he has given, he has in fact said only leader in the Congress party who has in fact accepted the exit poll, saying that yes, it's a fight between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi party, but winning Delhi was not the aim of the Congress party. They were focusing on around 15 to 20 seats. Those are the seats where they are going to give a tough fight to the Aam Aadmi party to regain their vote bank, and that includes Muslim and Dalit dominated regions like Matia Mahal, Chandni Chowk, Okhla. Apart from that, Bhawana, Badli, these are the areas where Congress are hoping that they are going to regain those seats which they had in 2013. So that was the focus. And like I said, Sandeep Dixit is on the go, and he is in fact inside right now. From here, he will be going to the other counting center within the New Delhi constituency. So he had an early morning today, and while speaking to the media, he said he is confident and he wishes all the best to all the other candidates of the New Delhi constituency.
Well, we wish everybody all the best. Out of 1.5 crore voters, 40% did not cast their ballot. That means nearly 60 lakh voters of Delhi did not go out and vote on the 5th of February. Will those votes perhaps could have made the difference between the victor and the vanquished as the dust settles on result day live? Think about it. We'll be right after.
Co-powered by that the seats will definitely reduce, but AAP is going to be winner and AAP is going to form the government. The only thing what Arvind Kejriwal is afraid of is Operation Loot Us, which has been happening not 1, 2, 3, 4.
अगर कंफर्टेबल नंबर आ रहे हैं तो फिर लूटस तो होगा ही नहीं सर. लूटस की बात तब आप करोगे जब आपको लग रहा है कि भाई बॉर्डर लाइन पे होगा.
And then there is looters.
हाँ, so अब if दिल्ली की जनता if दिल्ली की जनता says what they have conducted over the last 5 years is Operation Loot Us, then AAP won't come into power. So Smita Prakash and Rahul Verma. Smita Prakash.
Look, since all your guests have spoken on issues, let me just talk about the optics of campaigning. Something seems to have changed, in the first week of February. In fact, till the last week of January, every reporter who met with, and Pallavi and Aman will tell you this, that every reporter who met with voters and community leaders was under the impression that the Aam Aadmi Party was ahead because BJP was late into the game in ticket distribution and they seemed to be a divided house. Congress was hardly there. But Virendra Sachdeva, who heads the Delhi unit, he exhibited some kind of a quiet confidence, which many reporters was feeling that it's kind of misplaced. Jay Panda, who was looking after granular details, kept saying, Abhi ruk jao, Abhi ruk jao. Now, towards the last week of January, senior leaders had been assigned districts. I mean, people to the caliber of Bhupendra Yadav. By the first week of February, you had Manohar Lal Khattar coming in, you had Naib Singh Saini for the Jat Haryanvi voters, you had Yogi Adityanath coming in, who has a universal appeal. Then they brought in the others, the chief ministers like Himanta Sarma for Assami speakers, Telugu speakers met with Chandrababu Naidu, and then you had Purvanchalis ke liye you had Manoj Tiwari, Ravi Kishan, then you had Bihar Deputy Chief Minister coming in for more. So, Dhami was here, and then again, I mean, look at how many Marathi speakers do you think there are in this
Fadnavis
city?
was also there.
Even then you had Fadnavis, correct, Kumaraswamy had come in. So, Fadnavis, exactly how many Marathi speakers? Yeah, a couple of thousands, but still unke liye bhi. And then you had Amit Shah and Modi, the big leagues coming in. Now the Congress could have done the same thing. Pallavi will bear me out. They could have done the same thing. They could have got Sharad Pawar and Stalin to come in for Marathi and Tamil speakers. They could have got Kharge and Revant Reddy to speak with Telugu speakers. They could have got Sachin Pilot to speak to the Gujar, Rajasthani and the young voters. But nothing. They didn't bother at all. The Aam Aadmi Party got out Bhagwan Mann, but how much did you see Raghav Chadha campaigning? A couple of nukkad meetings and maybe 1 or 2 rallies, and that's about it. Where was Swara Bhaskar? They could have got Swara Bhaskar. Where was Jaya Bachchan maybe for the Samajwadi Party, you had Akhilesh campaigning? Why didn't they get her to come in? So, she could have come in and maybe campaigned for Atishi, who was looking a little flabbergasted that, Biduri comes in last minute and he was giving her a run for her money. So, there was a lot that the others could have done. Aam Aadmi Party could have upped its game, but they still rely on that one icon they have, which is Arvind Kejriwal. So, you know, people of this city have had it. They don't want this drama to continue with regard to, you know, mujhe Operation Lotus aa raha hai, ye aa raha hai, wo aa raha hai. It's all done now, na? Vote has been cast. So, when they voted, you know, if you remember, Anand, there was that film, Jaane Bhi Do Yaro, Gutter Ke Liye Jiye, Gutter Ke Liye Mare. I don't know, it was probably way before your time.
No.
But, you know, it's that right thing that people are sick and tired of living next to sewage, next to stinking sewage lines, garbage not picked up, stray dog menace. You know, so while they might have sympathy for in 2013 elections and subsequent elections that the BJP machinery went after Arvind Kejriwal, all those things is fine, you know. But the thing is that kitna sympathy, na? First solve my problems, which is like living next to a gutter. Solve that, solve the sewage issue, solve the garbage issue. You cannot live next to stench 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
So, you know, you compare Satisha in a role in a coffin doing nothing but still stealing the show there. So who plays that role in these elections, one wonders. But Rahul Verma, your thoughts?
Who's in the coffin? Who's in the coffin?
That's what I said, one wonders.
You mean literally the Aam Aadmi is in the coffin? If that's what you're insinuating.
Go by what the Samajwadi is saying.
No.
Oh, okay. The EC is in the coffin.
Can I come in?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, Smita, quickly, and then Rahul. Yeah.
That's what Mulayam Singh, Akhilesh Yadav said.
Well, the counting starts in less than 32 minutes from now, and the counting centers will be opened as we welcome you back here on Result Day Live. The conversation revolves around women voters. Have the women voters an absolute number, despite being about 12 lakhs lesser than the men in absolute numbers? So about 71 lakh women out of 1.5 crore voters, 80 lakh plus men. So there is a 10 lakh voter difference, total number is absolute numbers if my memory serves me right. But have they bridged that gap and have lesser number of men voted and have more number of women voted in concentrated clusters? Or is it a higher percentage of the 70 lakh women overall compared to a higher percentage of men voters out of 80 lakh? The absolute numbers will also matter along with the percentages. And that's where the conversation is. BTS, if I may say, when we were in that break. But we're counting down to Result Day Live. Zaka, this voter turnout, why is it so critical? Now, could this be where the game happens? Is it the AAP voter who's not come out to vote this time around? Or is it the BJP voter who's disenchanted? Where is the
other way of looking at it is, have more women voted for BJP vis-a-vis AAP? At the end of the day, whether women turned out or men turned out, they have to vote for, you know, certain political parties. So at least if you were to go by the Axis exit poll number, it seems to suggest for the first time in the last 15 years, the number of women who have voted for BJP has outnumbered the women who voted for Aam Aadmi Party by 2 percentage points. And in a small state like Delhi, it's just 70 seats. That 2% could make or break the fortunes of political parties. This is what Axis exit poll data is, that 2% more women have voted for the BJP compared to the Aam Aadmi Party. That has not happened in any of the last 3 election cycles. From 2013 onwards, number of women voting for the AAP has always been more than the number of women voting for the BJP. This is the first time if these numbers hold. The other one which Rahul has also been talking about is the Dalit voters who are in the slum clusters, the JJ clusters. So you have the Valmikis, you have the Jatavs, you have the non-Jatavs. Very strong vote bank, committed vote bank of the Aam Aadmi Party. If you look at the CSDS Lokniti post-poll survey from 2020, 67, that is 2 out of 3 Dalit voters voted for the AAP in the 2020 election. That's a stranglehold. It's almost like the numbers that Mayawati had in that voting class. But from 2/3, it has slipped to half. And that's a substantial fall. Not all of it is going to the BJP. BJP has gained 8 percentage points in that voting class. But if the AAP's committed vote bank, one of the critical committed vote banks of the Aam Aadmi Party, is showing signs of erosion, that is bad news for the AAP. So these are the 2 critical factors. To my mind, these 2 vote banks will decide the Delhi election. The women, have they turned up in larger numbers for AAP or have they turned out in larger numbers for BJP? And the for want of a better phrase, the underclass.
Well, very respectfully, I would just like to add that not all Dalit voters are poor or lower middle class, and not all upper caste voters are rich or upper middle class. So the caste and class does not necessarily actually combine. There are a lot of very rich Dalit voters also, just like there are very poor Brahmin or Savarna voters also.
But that's a 5 to 95 ratio.
So I'm just saying our electoral lexicon itself is, allows us to try and pushes us towards a certain perception. We look at it from a caste matrix, but we don't see that there is a class grouping also, that there is a urban rich, urban poor, and there is an urban rural mix also which is coming here. So the Juggi clusters may be populated with people from all walks of life in terms of caste, creed and community. But they may have a certain mindset because they have to have a certain level of income growth, etc. So that's another point. But could communities vote en masse in a particular manner? There are trends that show that. So can Dalits across the spectrum, irrespective of whether they are rich, middle class, upper middle class, poor, however they are, can they vote in one particular direction? That's perhaps another possibility and a way to look at it. The other part is that if 60% of 80 lakh men have voted, that's about 48 lakh out of 80 lakh. 61% is again 43 lakh women out of 70 lakh women. That's where we are looking at the numbers. That means women have come out in a higher concentration. So the male voter has also not come out to vote. There is a significant number of the male voter, 32 lakh male voters have not come out to vote. Why have they not come out to vote? Who have voted in the past, but this time they have not come out to vote.
See, Anand, I agree with what Zaka was saying. Woman voter and Dalit voter, these two are going to decide the Delhi election. Now, going by traditional logic, I think by what we have seen in earlier election about the woman voter. The woman voter rewards the party which gives it the benefit the first. So, you have the first mover advantage when woman voter. So, Kejriwal has that first mover advantage because he's given free water, free power, especially to the woman voters across Delhi. Second, I think the ace up Kejriwal's sleeve in this election is announcing the women's scheme almost 2 to 3 months before the elections. Aam Aadmi Party going door to door and getting these forms filled by women. So, women felt this form has been filled, we'll go and vote for Kejriwal, we'll start getting the money. I think where BJP missed a trick, most respectfully to the BJP, but I think where they missed the trick is leaving this women's scheme for very late in the manifesto. They maybe should have launched it much earlier, like in Maharashtra, they gave that scheme, they were in power, that of course they couldn't give it in Delhi. But I think where BJP has been telling me that, women's scheme, Kejriwal also erred because though he announced it, he never actually gave the money. That was also because they couldn't launch the scheme in time. Kejriwal went to jail, he came out. So I think BJP is banking on that fact when they went to the voter saying 2100 bhi to nahi mila na aapko, to hum 2500 aapko denge. So I think woman voter, BJP is hoping.
Let's flip this out and say, why should the Mahila voter, as predicted by Access My India, as today's Chanakya and some of the others, why will the Mahila voter shift away from the AAP? Because if there is a shift, as Zaka showed, that if there is a shift, that's on what basis will it happen? Yes,
so first of all, let's just, someone came in right now and
Nikul
said
Patel is also with us. Good morning.
And doubted the data about turnout. Now, let me just break it down. Let's look at Badarpur, where the women voter percentage has been higher than the male voter percentage. This is not absolute votes we are talking about, okay? We're talking about as a percentage of total women voters, more women turned out than men. So, males, total number of males in Badarpur are 2,31,85 voters. They are on the voting rolls.
Right.
Only 1,13,000 turned out, which equals 55%. 55% of males turned out. Amongst women, which are 1,61,484, 94,566 turned out, which is 58%. So in Badarpur, 3% more women in proportion to the males, not absolute numbers, amongst women voters turned out to vote. So women voters have actually shown up in proportion to their large numbers in greater than males have in proportion to the total number of males.
I agree.
So this shows that women voters were more enthusiastic in Badarpur to get to the polling station. Why? That's now a million.
But once again, Badarpur was a BJP seat, by the way.
Yes.
Rambir Singh Biduri of the BJP.
So whatever. All I'm saying,
I don't know what.
Remember that gentleman was
means.
also accused of, basically saying things which weren't quite good about women. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. The point is that in these constituencies, women have shown the desire amongst all women to go there and be counted.
See,
now, what that means, we don't know.
It will also be interesting to see in 2020, how did Badarpur vote? What was the base of Badarpur in 2020? How many women came out to vote in Badarpur in 2020 vis-a-vis how many men came out to vote in Badarpur? And if the overall equation is similar. Equation is similar, then it's okay. Otherwise, there will be a story there if the number of women voters also, even though they outnumber the men this time, has dropped.
By the way, it was a close contest in 2020. Ramveer Singh Biduri of the BJP won by less than 10,000 votes.
So you have to look at that.
So maybe the women might be the swing voter in that constituency. It was, like I said, a close contest. There were only 14 constituencies where there was less than
3% of 1,65,000. Do the math. It's more than 10,000, I think.
Yeah. It's
So more percentage of women voting, I think, is advantage Kejriwal. Whatever I saw on the field.
So it's advantage Kejriwal. Why? Let's come back to that question. Why would pollsters feel that women voters could shift away? Atishi is speaking.
में सफल हो सकती है ना हमारे पास पैसे की ताकत थी ना हमारे पास बाहुबल था ना हम धर्म की राजनीति करते हैं ना हम वोट बैंक की राजनीति करते हैं लेकिन दिल्ली के लोगों का प्यार था भगवान का आशीर्वाद था कि आज हम यहाँ तक पहुँचे और मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि दिल्ली के लोगों का प्यार और ऊपर वाले का आशीर्वाद हम पे बना रहेगा।
आतिशी, एग्जिट पोल देखकर बीजेपी अपना बिग बॉस डिसाइड कर रही है।
मुख्यमंत्री आतिशी जो हमारे पार्टी के उम्मीदवार हैं
Well, so Atishi is saying we didn't have money power, we didn't have power of the administration, we just have people's power and the faith and the blessings of the Almighty, and we are hoping that the results or the numbers come in our favor. Now, there were a lot of different reactions to what Atishi has said, but we will leave it and come back to this conversation and say what is the reason why there are pollsters who predict that even the Mahila voter could shift away from the Aam Aadmi Party. What could be the possible reasons?
I don't know why the pollsters, are predicting that, but whatever ground experience I saw, Anand, I remember going to Silampur to do a story, and I entered that colony, and there was no road. It was a complete muddy, we soiled our clothes while we are entering that street, and I climbed a ladder to go to the terrace of one house and speak to 4 or 5 women there. They all said everything is bad. They said road नहीं बना है, हाँ बिजली आता उसका भी बिल आ गया था एक बार, वो भी वापस नहीं हुआ. They basically said that nothing is right here, and then I said okay, then that means you're giving BJP a chance, and vote तो केजरीवाल को ही डालेंगे. So that was the sentiment I think amongst the women in the ground, that things will be bad.
I'm sure you must have asked
why. He is the one. Yeah, I asked them. He said वो ही ठीक करेगा. अभी तक नहीं किया, but आके ठीक करेंगे. उनका एमएलए एटलीस्ट हमारे एरिया में आता है, काम नहीं करवा के जाता है, पर आता है.
What I found was, and why I am not going to say that I don't think it's right to presume that all women voters have ended up voting for AAP, because I think the BJP realized a little too late that perhaps they should have gone into the game earlier, which is why they started chipping at the credibility of AAP to deliver. Many areas where people would tell me, and women would tell me very openly that he's इतना helpless है. अगर उनसे हो नहीं पा रहा है तो फिर हम क्यों उनको वोट दें? So that was another alternative which the BJP tried to point out that he may have made a promise to you earlier, but can he really deliver? Maybe we can do it. So it doesn't matter who came into a race. So we really don't know. I mean, I think it is little too early to presume that just because the women percentage is higher, they ended up voting only for AAP.
See, the point is that no party the AAP needs to shore up and hold on to all its previous voters to get to a mandate which is similar to 2015 and 2020. The BJP or the Congress needs to just make inroads and chip away. So if each of them is able to chip away 10%, 20% from core vote bases or core supporters of the AAP, and also hope that some disenchanted voters will not come out to vote for the AAP. That's from the BJP and Congress's point of view. Then the AAP has a serious problem. So either ways, if the AAP is able to pull out its supporters and those who believe in Arvind Kejriwal and give that, so there may be a reduction in margins. But will that be just enough for the AAP to scrape through the halfway mark and get somewhere to 39, 40 seats? That's where we'll know in about an hour, in about half an hour from now.
Yes, important constituency, Tughlakabad. 17,965 are the male voters there. 64,553 turned up. That's 54%.
Yeah.
86,829 registered female voters, 50,203 turned up. 77%.
77%.
Do the math on that. That means that women have actually wanted to be counted. Now, why? I don't know.
And for whom?
We don't know. And for whom? million-dollar question. The EVM knows the answer.
Correct.
And of course, CNN News 18 will bring it first and most accurate.
But how many such constituencies? You are saying that there could be about 40 constituencies where the percentage of women turnout out of the base voters in those constituencies is higher than the percentage of male turnout as out of the base number of male votes in those respective constituencies. Now, which way would they have voted? That's one question. But I'm also thinking
40 is a large number.
Why is it?
to be included?
But Rahul, I'm also thinking
BJP also holds.
why is the male voter disenchanted?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, male voters also count, right? They are huge numbers.
Is it
why
because
has
they
it not come
were
out to vote?
working nose to ground? Is it because there have been wage losses because of pollution shutdowns, and therefore every day that the air is clear, they need to be there and work harder? I don't know. Longer hours.
No reason why
who
they
knows?
should come out to vote.
So,
Well, nobody is promising them 2500 and 2100. That's one.
What's in it for me? What's in it for me? Who's promising anything for me? That's the case. Nikul Patel, quick question before we go to. Before we go to Nikul, let's go across to Griha. Griha is joining us from the live result hub. That's where all the results are going to come in. We're going to collate it, and you're going to put the real numbers here on our screens in real time. Yes, Griha. Morning.
Good morning, Anand, and good morning everybody in the studios. It is a big day. Aam Aadmi Party, a cliffhanger election for them and a prestige battle for the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is where we get the numbers. This is the live result hub, News 18 live result hub with most accurate numbers. Now, why are we saying that? Is because we have our reporters who are spread across all the 19 counting centers as far as Delhi is concerned, because all that 70 constituency data gets collated in that 19 counting centers, and our 22 reporters are at it. They'll give you the accurate numbers as and when they have it. These phones here, Anand, they begin to ring, and the moment our volunteers here get the numbers, they feed it here at the live result hub, and that's when you get to see the numbers on your screens, and then we get to know who really is having an edge as far as the Delhi battle is concerned. So we are all waiting for this area to start ringing very, very soon, Anand.
Thanks for that, Griha, and we'll swing back to you. She's got her running shoes on because she's going to be running around a little bit all across that live result hub to get you details from various constituencies. It's a localized election, more a bonsai state, as if I can quote Nalin Mehta, because it's a 50-50 between the elected representatives and of course the LG's office that guides most of the administrative powers, because it's the national capital and because it's Delhi. But the 70 constituencies have a story to tell in their own. It's a representative or a microcosm of all of Bharat. That's what it is. It's a big pot where all of Bharat is present, all communities, all castes, all regions are represented in Delhi, and all of them think in a particular manner. Arun Danta joining us from the BJP office. Anshul Singh is also joining us in a bit. Ananya will be joining us. Anvit will be at the AAP office in Kalkaji. But first to Arun Danta, BJP office में किस तरह की तैयारी है? Or are they also waiting till 9:30?
Well, see, Anand, right now I'm inside the Delhi BJP office, and that's the place where you will see the action today. And this place exactly where I'm standing, you can see the screen is there, all the TV channels are there, and the spokespersons of the BJP who will of course sitting on different channels, they are also sitting here. They will have these cabins here, and also importantly, you know, when I asked about the preparations and the things here in BJP office from some of the leaders, they are saying that it will happen post 8 a.m. And meanwhile, I also have BJP's national spokesperson Pratyush Kant with us. Let's ask him. Pratyush ji, what are the expectations that you have for today?
We are going to win the election. It has been a long time for us, and we are going to win the election because this time we have really made the people of Delhi understand the fraud which Kejriwal was playing on them. No development for last 10 years, no roads, no flyovers, schools in terrible condition, mohalla clinics collapsed, all the scams which he has done. I think finally we have made it to the people to understand that this guy was a fraud.
But in your headquarters, you know, we've covered multiple counting days there. We would see that since 5 a.m. onwards, something like jalebis, puris, mithais were being prepared. But here, I don't see anything of that nature happening. Why?
Don't worry, you'll have jalebi with me tonight. And in the afternoon also we'll have sumptuous lunch. The question here is, it was a big fight. Delhi had to be taken away from Kejriwal, and we have done all the leaders, especially our workers, have really worked very hard to convey the message, and they have seen Narendra Modi's development politics. So I'm sure people of Delhi this time said enough is enough when Kejriwal was concerned.
Well, Anand, that's what every BJP leader is saying. They're very confident that this time around they will end the drought of 27 years in Delhi. And as far as the numbers go, they are saying that they will cross 45 mark. So I think if all the BJP leaders are saying this, that they've done multiple surveys and the numbers will be beyond 45, then of course we'll have to see once the counting begins, how far actually the numbers go and match up with what their leaders are saying.
Right. Thanks for that, Arun. Let's go across to Anshul. Where are you, Anshul?
So yes, I am at the residence of the of Manoj Tiwari, the former president of Delhi BJP. At this point in time, the mood is somber because as we are seeing across parties at this point, that no one is coming out. There are no celebrations that is happening at this point in time. But yes, once there is more clarity in the numbers, then we can expect some sort of a celebration to start over here. Because remember, Manoj Tiwari has been a very, very strong campaigner for the Bharatiya Janata Party, especially when it comes to this elections this time around, trying to woo the Purvanchali voters, which has a major chunk out here in the national capital. The role of Manoj Tiwari is something that is very, very important at this point. But yes, post 10 a.m. we are expecting that the celebrations or the movement would start over here at his residence as well. But at this point in time, the situation is absolutely normal, and everyone is patiently waiting for that clock to hit the 8 a.m. mark so that the initial trends could come in.
Well, initial trends, counting will begin at 8 o'clock. The trends will come in a little slower, and the real numbers will come in, and we will report them from each of these counting centers. We'll get into the entire counting mechanism, how many rounds possible, and by what time can we expect a certain crystallization of the leads. Ananya Bhatnagar also joining us. Ananya, who are you tracking? Where are you?
Well, I am at the residence of Mr. Ramesh Biduri. If you can see, it's calm here at this particular point of time. But Anand, this seat remains to be very, very important because it is currently the seat of, in fact, the Delhi Chief Minister Atishi, while the other two contenders remains to be the, Ramesh Biduri from the BJP and Alka Lamba too. So, but at the same point of time, a lot of exit polls, a lot of numbers has suggested that, Atishi is somewhere or the other in a little tight spot as far as this particular seat is concerned. So what would be the fate of the current Delhi Chief Minister, though she says that she is somebody who is just taking and filling in over Arvind Kejriwal, but still she holds the position of the Chief Minister of the National Capital Territory of Delhi at this particular point of time, one of the top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party. But at this particular point of time, I am at Ramesh Biduri's residence, and as you were pointing it out earlier as well, women voters have come out in this particular seat and have voted at the polling center. So how would and whose vote would count for whether it would go to Ramesh Biduri or Atishi or Alka Lamba is something that would be very, very interesting.
So two three-cornered fights. One is this Kalkaji seat where it is Alka Lamba versus Ramesh Biduri versus Atishi, who's the sitting Chief Minister of Delhi, and the other one, the New Delhi seat, where it's the former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal pitted against Parvesh Verma and Sandeep Dixit. Smita Prakash with us here in the studio this good early morning, and Nikul Patel also with us. Nikul Patel, has the Congress done enough in Delhi, or could they have done more?
We are discussing about the women's voter, and I would like to say over here is that every vote counts. That is the beauty of our democracy, whether he is rich, poor, whether he belongs to Dalit or whether he belongs to minority or whether he belongs to majority. Yeah, we have worked a lot in the election.
Interestingly, sir, Dalit are also part of majority only. But please carry on. Like I said, our electoral lexicons are very, very divisive. Yeah, please.
See, I'm not telling that they are from minority. This is your perception. I'm taking a general way of looking into it.
No, you said Dalit and majority, sir. Dalit are also part of majority is what I said. That's all. Please go ahead.
I was discussing all the people, rich, poor, minorities, Dalit and majority, means all these
that's why I said Dalits are part of the majority only. Dalits are not a separate grouping is what I said. That's why I said our electoral lexicons need to be corrected. Please carry on.
Okay, I got it. It's always that always media wants some controversy from the Congress.
No, sir. I'm saying for all of us. Sir. All of us have to unlearn some things and relearn some things.
When you start discussing about that, all people are there, then it was not a Prashna. Now let it discuss on women vote. Yeah. And I appreciate always, and I learn a lot of it from you people, that how you should speak on a national television and learn. Thank you very much. Secondly,
please go ahead.
When we are talking of women voters, definitely they are the women managers of the house, and they know how each and everything is being managed into the house, right from the light bill, right from their vegetables, right from their grains, foods, and inflation is also playing a role. So it's good they are participating into this democratic process and they are coming forward to vote, and we appreciate it, because days were there where women were not being given an equal opportunity in the society. We always think that we should uplift the women and bring it to the level. Congress had tried a lot to give them the fundamental reservation into the local elections by 73rd Amendment, and we always try to uplift everyone who are the weaker section of the society. Secondly, Congress, if you have seen, Dikshit ji is moving around into the field right now, and we always feel that we are the part of all people, and we will be always into the people. And that is what the difference between the BJP, AAP and Congress you can ever see. Our all people are into the field, and we have worked hard. We expect good results if we are even able to improve a little bit from past results, because every election we have deteriorated in getting the percentage vote share, as what you rightly said, and we accept it. But this time, definitely, under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi ji, Dikshit ji, Alka Lamba ji, Ajay Makhan ji, Delhi people, we try to work more on improving our vote share. Definitely, we are targeting few seats that are very prone to our core voters, and we accept that these people have given faith to our candidates, and we'll win those particular seats.
So I'm going to ask Parvesh Sharma has spoken. We just listen to him and then we come back.
दिल्ली में आज बहुत ही मैं समझता हूँ कि अहम दिन है दिल्ली वासियों के लिए, और मैं प्रभु से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि दिल्ली में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बने, एक अच्छी सरकार बने, ताकि हमको प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी का साथ मिले और दिल्ली में बहुत अच्छे काम कर सके जी। तो अभी थोड़ी देर में आपसे बात करेंगे बाकी का। अभी आप काउंटिंग सेंटर जाएंगे सर, काउंटिंग सेंटर जाओगे यहाँ से? अभी तो मैं घर जा रहा हूँ, घर जा रहा हूँ।
123 polling booths in his constituency, and when Parvesh Sharma spoke first with us on the day the ballot was cast in the evening, he said, Arvind se पूछो वो जीत रहा है कि नहीं. When the question Rahul Shankar asked is, आप जीत रहे हैं कि नहीं, he said, Arvind से पूछो वो जीत रहा है कि नहीं. But coming back to the Congress party, quick conversation there. Smita Prakash and Pallavi Ghosh, दो तीन कहावतें हैं. एक है कि अब पछताए क्या हो जब चिड़िया चुग गई खेत. The other one is कि जब जागो तब सवेरा. What applies to the Congress?
Should I take it, Pallavi? Okay, so what I heard was this thing about empowering women. I think as far as women voters are concerned in this country, I don't think anybody needs to make a claim. We've had universal adult suffrage, we've had women voting in this country. So that aspect of political power in the hands of women has always been there in this country. Yes, as far as Delhi is concerned, there have been instances of crime against women, but women have never felt disempowered as far as their political rights are concerned in this city. Also, Delhi it's a microcosm of the country. It's a peculiar situation where we've become a city of migrants of various, there are Purvanchalis, there are migrants who came from West Pakistan. You go back, it's a city of migrants, so it's a melting pot of various cultures. So women being subjugated doesn't occur at all for any woman in this city. As soon as she comes into this city, she's empowered. Another thing which I noticed was all these netas going to the temples in the morning. I mean, it reminds me of the time when we used to take the board exam. Exam wale din zarur dahi chini and go quickly to the mandir and say, please God, aaj to rakh lo hamari izzat. Very interesting. But then, as Pallavi and I were discussing, doesn't seem to nobody seems to have ordered laddus and jalebi, especially one party not feeling very enthused today.
And it's so sad because the Congress leaders are talking about hamara vote percentage badega. No one is talking about कि हमारा seat बढ़ेगा. You know, that is also what, and it's a sad story. I mean, see, you know, on a day of counting, on the day of polling, a day before counting, Rahul Gandhi holding a press conference, talking about Maharashtra, eager submitting its first report, holding the first meeting on the day of polling, which was on 5th. You know, it is the sound, it looks like you are already creating a ground for losing. Hum haarte hain because of the EVM machines. It's so predictable, it is very unfortunate. And you know, when I do meet the Congress workers, and there's still quite a few of them on the ground, they do say कि you know our top leadership cannot even make up their mind हमें करना क्या है. This confusion about कि हमें लड़ना है कि नहीं लड़ना है. And frankly speaking, of all the Congress candidates, the only one who I really saw out and about was Sandeep Dixit. But I wonder what is going to happen to him after the results are out. Will he be shunted out? Because for quite some time, Sandeep Dixit was actually treated like a pariah within the Congress setup. Because he's barbola, he's outspoken, he took on this, he was a part of the G23 also.
He demands reforms.
Yeah, he demands reforms.
He's asking for the right questions.
He's asking the right questions, seeking the right answers, part of the G23, not enamored of the Gandhi family. So I wonder what is going to be, will he be rewarded for at least the effort? Because you know, Rahul Gandhi used to say this, I remember, it's not important to win elections, it's important to fight. That's precisely what Sandeep Dixit has done.
Very NGO style.
Yeah, very NGO.
Just about 2 minutes, 15 seconds till counting gets underway. 8 a.m. the counting centers will open, and then the ballot boxes will be opened and the whole process will begin. How soon do we see this happening this time around, Smita?
I think 8 a.m. is when the postal ballot gets open, and since the last election, they don't wait for the postal ballots to be over for the counting to start on the other one. So half an hour is the gap. 8 a.m. starts the postal ballots, 8:30 is when the other EVMs are open, and it takes a little time because the whole VVPAT thing happens, and only then is the announcement made as far as the seats are concerned. But yeah, there was a demand in the 2019 elections or 2024 elections by the opposition to say that let the postal ballots be over. So in the postal ballots in this city state that we have, the bonsai election that you call, in this city states there are a number of postal ballots simply because there are policemen on duty who have voted, there are government officials who are on election duty, who are on various duties, they have elected via postal ballot. There are also senior citizens who use that facility of voting from home. Theirs also gets counted in this group. So it's not as if we wait for the results of all the postal ballots, but the process begins for half an hour before the EVMs start.
Quickly, if we can, in the next 90 seconds, the Muslim vote. How critical will that be this time around? Because some of the seats that you've picked up, and this was a discussion that was happening, that those seats where women voters are more in percentage are also Muslim dominated seats.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's a split in the Muslim vote, I think they'll all stack up with the AAP. I think the Muslims realize that they want to ensure that the BJP doesn't come to power, so they'll work strategically, and wherever the AAP candidate looks the strongest, in the strongest position to defeat the BJP, they'll go with that. And I don't think that overall the Muslim vote is going to fragment that much. Yes, there has been talk that, look, the AAP kept a studied silence during the anti-CA riots, etc., when Muslims were expecting some support, they didn't come out. But net, I think the Muslim will work strategically. But I'm still telling you, it's the woman voter that we really need to be looking at. It's the women vote that is going to carry this election, determine and decide.
Counting gets underway because the real numbers on the live result hub here on the News 18 network as we hit 8 a.m. on the clock. Saturday, the 8th of February, 8 a.m. This is when the gates for the counting centers will open. We'll try and go across to our reporters who are at various counting centers. Sharon was tracking Sandeep Dixit at one of the counting centers in New Delhi. There are other netas, other reporters who are also looking at various counting centers which will be which have been set up so that this entire counting process for all 70 seats, that's already beginning. The process has begun. Shortly, we will see the real numbers from the News 18 live result hub, and they will start also manifesting here on the magic wall next to Zaka. So in just about 5-7 minutes from now, it will be between the live result hub and Zaka Jacob, and of course the screen here, the buzzing screen here on the CNN News 18 channel. right at the bottom where these numbers will start stacking up. Around 8:10, 8:15, the first of the postal ballots we should expect. Till then, if you are seeing numbers already, it's not possible that you open the door and the counting is begun and the numbers are clapped. So at 8 a.m. there will be no numbers. The numbers will come around 8:05, 8:10 because the counting centers have to open. The process of counting has to begin, and that takes about 5, 7, 10 minutes. So that's where we are. Counting has begun. We'll try and see how many of our reporters are present outside some of the counting centers, and as we see the gates opening and the visuals coming in via ANI and PTI, then we will put them out. I saw that smile on Smita Prakash's face.
One point I want to make is, many people dismiss the postal votes to say that it doesn't really count or anything like that. But in the 2019 elections, they actually impacted on many seats. I think there were about 9 seats, but 9 seats where they actually had an impact, where the victory margins were very little. So if it's under 5,000, where the victory margins are under 5,000, rule of thumb, there the postal votes will matter. So we can't dismiss the first half hour in case people think कि चलो चाय वाय पी के फिर 8:30 को आएंगे. ना, start from now.
Start from now, and सब आस्था, सबने हाथ जोड़ रखे हैं, सब भगवान के सामने हाथ जोड़ रखे हैं, सब everybody is praying. So it's a good thing. In fact, the gods will be saying let there be elections every day because more people pray to us more often, especially among the netas. But Akash is tracking Pravesh. So Sharma ji, where is Verma ji?
Anand, he was here just a while back, and he's again very confident because he's saying that he is going to win, and in fact the margin is going to be very high. In some time from now, he's expected to leave from his house to the counting center. We are learning that counting has started, in fact, at many centers. 8 a.m. was the time, and in some time from now, we'll start seeing the trends. 56% was the voter turnout, around 1,09,000 voters in New Delhi. High profile seat because of the fact that Sandeep Dixit, Arvind Kejriwal and Pravesh Verma are contesting from that particular seat. We have seen an intensified campaign from all 3 candidates. We have seen that how Pravesh Verma and Arvind Kejriwal were involved in several sort of political war of words. But then today is the final day. We are going to see results in some time from now, and trends will start emerging in some time from now.
Right. We'll try and also connect with reporters who are outside our counting centers, and for the first set of pictures that come in from the counting centers to show the counting process getting underway, we'll bring you those pictures, and basis after that, only once the process starts with postal ballots and then the EVMs will these numbers come in. But they may come in thick and fast. Once they start coming in, they may come in thick and fast. And many believe by about 10:30, 11, if it's a one-way election, the numbers will start consolidating real fast. If it's a tight fight, then maybe we are in for the long haul, although many believe that will not be the case. If Delhi will decide decisively, especially because it's now a 2-horse race, as many believe. Managing Editor, Money Control, Nalin Mehta is with us. He's the one who I keep quoting, who coined this term of bonsai state. But Nalin, kiske control mein Delhi hai?
I think, well, that we'll know in the next hour or so, or hour and a half or 2 hours or so. But I think what's very clear is that the stakes in this battle, to my mind, are much higher for AAP than for BJP. See, BJP has put everything at their disposal and thrown everything, they've thrown the kitchen sink at this election, right? But for AAP, this is an existential battle. If the exit polls are right, and if Arvind Kejriwal loses and AAP goes out of power, this will have a much wider ripple effect on national politics, on the politics of the India alliance, but also on the future of AAP itself. It will have an impact on the Punjab government, it will have an impact in Gujarat as I go further, and on Kejriwal's future himself, because as the icon of middle class purity, the icon of honesty, and all of the brand Kejriwal will get affected very significantly.
Right. It's also about credibility, as you mentioned, and these numbers today on Result Day Live are also about credibility. 2 pictures, one from the Live Result Hub where Griha is joining us live, and Anvit from the counting center of Maharani Bagh. Anvit, has the counting center open? Because some networks, some channels are already flashing numbers.
Yeah, see, some vehicles of election observers have entered this counting center. We are at Maharani Bagh, where also a short while ago Atishi had reached, and elaborate arrangements have been made. Election observers, at least 2 to 3 vehicles have already entered the center, and we are being told that it has already begun, and you can see the staff is still coming in, and the elaborate arrangements of the police that have been made, even inside. It is a good network of CCTV cameras that cover this counting center, and there are Jangpura, Kasturba Nagar, Kalkaji and Okla are the areas of which the votes will be counted here. This a short while ago CM Atishi had also reached here, but she initially, when we spoke to her, she said that she is expecting that Aam Aadmi Party will form the government.
So the counting centers have opened.
However,
the process of counting has begun, Anvit, but by what time are we expecting the first set of numbers? Is there a screen outside there that will start showing the numbers at these counting centers, or will there be an announcement made that the process is officially beginning? Because of the live result hub, the phones are not buzzing. Griha.
Anand, and you're right to point that out, and I would in fact get you a real picture, because here right now the live result hub is well armored, it's equipped with its volunteers. The phones have not yet started to ring because the postal ballots have just about opened up. So we would like to mention here that if at all you're seeing the numbers elsewhere, they are in fact mere hearsay, or they are inflated numbers. They are not the real numbers. Here's where you get the real numbers, and let me get you a technical detail on how do we manage this at live results hub. We have
Okay,
which are in fact already begun to show the numbers. What is happening here?
So, see, we have a system in place wherein we have reporters at all the counting centers in New Delhi. There are 19 counting centers where almost 22 reporters are right there at the moment, and they will update directly to this live result hub, wherein we have a system in place. We have all the districts and all the constituencies, all the candidates' name entered into this system. The moment the first phone call rings in, and we'll get the first trends, but as of now we have seen on the other channels, these figures are not real. Some channels are showing almost 17 seats, trends on the 17 seats, but actually these are not the real figures. Real figures only News 18 gets you first.
Yeah, because it's actually impossible. If the postal ballots have just about opened up, it's just 8:07.
Yeah.
How is it possible that the numbers have actually begun to trickle in? Because we would only get to know by 8:10, post 8:10 maybe?
See, there are almost 3 seats wherein we expect the results at the earliest. These are the Delhi Kent, the Chandni Chowk, and there is one more seat that the number of votes casted were very small, like less than 1 lakh. So we expect first trend to be very soon here. But the system in place, we have been doing this for the last so many years, and we are getting the results first and accurate. So we ask your viewers to stay tuned to Network 18 so that we get the first, the moment we get the first result, it will directly reflected on your TV screen.
Absolutely. So you heard that, Anand. News 18 Live Result Hub is where you get the most accurate numbers. So do not trust any other place. This is where you need to
be. I can only say all our other friends across the other networks and all, सब जगह घोड़े दौड़ाएंगे, बाकी eventually numbers यहीं पर आएंगे. So the numbers that will be here on our screen is where all other numbers will eventually come and settle. So they're all taking you on a royal ride with respect to numbers, because the numbers have not yet started. Counting or the postal ballot process has just begun. Even as we have Abhijit Majumdar and Chetan Bhagat joining us here.
Just to explain the whole process, studio. Whatever round of counting is done, the EC officials have to show that to every political party representative, get their sign off, and then only declare that round of counting. So, channels, as the Chief Election Commissioner said, 8 बजे counting शुरू होती है, 8:01 पे आप result already दिखाने शुरू करते हैं. That's fake. That is absolutely fake.
And I live in front of a counting center. There are 19 in this city, and the security is tremendous. It's quite incredible. I've seen elections taking place even in America where nothing like this happens. But it's such tight security. At I think 4:30 or 4:45 onwards, the announcements were made that the election observers can enter, but leave your phone outside. So they have a counter where you can leave your cell phone. Even cell phones are not allowed. So there's no way that these results are coming out
out from the counting centers if at all somebody is flashing them, because it's very tight security. There's CRPF, there's paramilitary all over the place. Even the buildings around the counting centers, there is security forces on the terraces of those houses watching. There are drones out there, so there's no leakage of information that comes in via air, water or land.
True. Manish Sisodia has just stepped out. He's also entering a counting center. He's not speaking right now. He's just walked in. He's walked in with the papers, and only he has been allowed. The media has also not been allowed there. We've got Sharon joining us. Yes, Sharon, where are you?
Anand, I am at Gold Market Counting Centre where Sandeep Dikshit is present, and as one of our panelists was saying about the security and how tight the security is usually in the counting centre, I just want to show you how tight the security over here is. On your right side there is CRPF force, and then there is Delhi police also, and like she also pointed out that there is a adjacent school that is also there. There also there is security on top of that building. So very tight security as far as this counting centre is concerned, because this is not just counting the votes of New Delhi constituency. If I ask my camera person Umesh to show you, this particular counting centre is actually counting the votes of Patel Nagar, Rajendra Nagar, RK Puram, Greater Kailash, Delhi, Cant and New Delhi, and that is why the candidates from New Delhi constituency, as of now Sandeep Dikshit is inside. Apart from that,
first leads have come in. First leads have come in. They're showing on the screen. Let's go to the News 18 live result hub. Griha, where is this lead coming in?
Yes, it's Najafgarh, Anand. We have Shailendraji. Shailendraji, from where is it coming in, and who has the lead here?
So we have the first call from Najafgarh. Our reporter there, he has updated us that Najafgarh, on the Najafgarh seat, we have the BJP candidate who is leading at the moment.
Najafgarh, it's BJP that is leading here, Anand. So the first leads, BJP gets it.
Neelam Pehelwan of the BJP is leading in Najafgarh. It was a seat won by the Aam Aadmi Party 5 years ago. You have another lead. This is New Delhi constituency. Parvesh Verma of the BJP is leading in the New Delhi constituency against former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. 2 leads have come so far. 4 leads have come. There are 2 leads have come. One from New Delhi constituency, Parvesh Verma leading, and the other from Najafgarh in the outskirts of Delhi, Neelam Pehelwan of the BJP leading.
So early leads, postal ballots being counted. Rahul Shankar coming to you. There, of course. So there is RSS and someone who's got quite deeply networked with the RSS sitting right next to you. So, but to the 2 gentlemen, good morning.
Yes. He's in a black shirt. Very quickly, just wanted to say, a facetious remark, Abhijit.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Look, just very quickly, this is one of the 3 larger area-wise constituencies in Delhi, and this has a significant number of Jats, Najafgarh. But, you know, again, coming down to this number, there are 3 lakh more women that have voted from last time, right? And they're spread across 40 constituencies. How is this woman vote going to translate on the ground?
There's one more from Jangpura. The BJP candidate there is leading, Mr. Marwa. Tarvinder Singh Marwa is the first time candidate.
Who switched to this particular seat just a month ago. There was a lot. Now remember, at least a third of the AAP's total deployment of MLAs are either fresh faces or people who've changed seats. So there is a significant anti-incumbency that they have sensed. But again, as I'm saying, if this vote is going to be, you know, within 4 or 5%, it could be a long day for us, because I'm telling you that the AAP is going to keep a hawk eye. They will constantly say that ये इलाके में आपने हमारा पूरा वोट नहीं काउंट किया, वहाँ पर आपने नहीं किया, मशीन यहाँ ठंडी पड़ गई. This is going to go on through, because they've already, as you saw, Mr. Sisodia, went straight into the counting centre. He is not interested in anything else.
Very, very early days, but the former Chief Minister, Mr. Kejriwal, former Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Sisodia, both trailing. 1 lead for AAP from Malviya Nagar, where Somnath Bharti, the sitting MLA, he's leading. So 1 lead for AAP, 3 leads for the BJP.
Not a very happy early trend for the Aam Aadmi Party. You know, I think Mr. Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal, they would have liked to start with a bang right from the beginning. But it's interesting that Jangpura should have been a cakewalk for the Aam Aadmi Party. And if Mr. Sisodia, and many exit polls also showed that his situation is kind of wobbly, that really is a pointer that Aam Aadmi Party should have got its act together, given him probably a safe seat. Jangpura was considered a safe seat. Strange that even from the word go, his situation is not happy.
Smita Prakash, if this election is going to come down to credibility, the more honest, right, then I'm afraid this is not looking good.
Yeah.
If that is the perception that is dominated, Yeah.
Chetan, this is a brand Kejriwal election, like basically the value of brand Kejriwal before and after, because BJP has won in Lok Sabha 7 out of 7, twice, right? This is a very BJP loving state, clearly. But when assembly elections come, they vote for AAP. Why? For one guy, Arvind Kejriwal.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't do it now, that means they are back to like, okay, let's just become, you know, this, he's not who we thought he is, or he's not the same anymore, and we can discuss all day why. But I think it is a test of brand Kejriwal.
What if it flips?
We've got one more lead from Burari, again in the outskirts of Delhi. I believe the outskirts of Delhi will really decide who wins Delhi. Burari seat, Aam Aadmi Party leading.
Yeah.
But pay attention to also the changes that are happening. 4 gains, all 4 seats that the BJP is leading right now, all 4 they had lost 5 years ago. So the gains...
Early days,
the AAP had 62 seats, so
RK Puram
is starting with the postal ballots, you know.
RK Puram, South Delhi constituency, BJP, Anil Kumar Sharma is leading from RK Puram.
Here, Chetan Bhagat's observation, even
Prime Minister Modi also trailing in Varanasi, everybody got very excited, like on the other side, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah, these are early leads, so that's what I'm saying. It's too early in the day, but even in the early leads, like Smita Prakash said, the AAP would have wanted to get off the blocks, because I remember 2015, 2020, the AAP was seriously off the blocks. It was not that it was playing catch up, and that number just kept racing. You know. It just kept racing. That's what
Najafgarh is where Nadda ji had started his campaign from. You know, outer Delhi, the 21 seats, they have paid a fair bit of attention this elections.
Look, I mean, I slightly disagree with Nalin on one point. I do believe that, look, the BJP has a lot of skin in the game here. Because the entire thrust of the agency-led, you know, inquisition of the opposition, they have to combat here. If Kejriwal comes out smelling of roses,
there are more outer Delhi constituencies. Vishwas Nagar, Om Prakash Sharma of the BJP leading. Shadra, which is again in the Jamna Par side of Delhi, the AAP candidate is leading. Jitinder Singh, Sunny of the AAP is leading. So 3 leads for the AAP, 6 for the BJP, 1 more. Chandni Chowk, Satish Jain of the BJP is leading in Chandni Chowk. Wow. Very high percentage of Muslims there. Again, very, very early days. Postal ballots, but the BJP candidate leading in a Muslim-dominated constituency in Old Delhi of Chandni Chowk. To 6 to the BJP, 3 to the Aam Aadmi Party. Very, very early days.
On the leaderboard,
Chandni Chowk exactly Muslim.
Yes,
they've got a lot of the Punjabi Baniya community. Yeah, so there is a very strong RSS BJP kind of
used to be Congress
population.
and BJP Gad. Yeah. Now the other aspect is that even if the BJP hits about 10-15 leads, it will be for the first time they're saying even in leads that such numbers are coming in Delhi.
It's all around that same area, Chandni Chowk, Patia Mahal, Balimaran.
Yeah,
but 6 and 4 right now, 10 leads early on. We said by about 8-10 is when 8-10, 8-12 is the first lead to come. That's exactly what happened.
So one more, Lakshmi Nagar, again East Delhi, Jamna Par constituency. The AAP candidate is leading. BB Tyagi of the Aam Aadmi Party is leading in Lakshmi Nagar.
So it's got, I think 11 are being plotted. Yeah, 1 more.
7. So 1 more from Rohini, which is of course Vijender Gupta's seat. He's leading from that seat. He was the leader of the opposition in the previous assembly. So 7-4 is where we are right now. The BJP running away with the early leads. Like I keep saying, pay attention to this figure. It's 4 gains. So whatever the BJP is winning, those are seats that were won by the Aam Aadmi Party earlier. Right now, the big news is Arvind Kejriwal is trailing, and so is his friend and colleague Manish Sisodia in both New Delhi and not reporting yet.
Yeah,
this may change.
But let's do a thought experiment. What happens if Arvind Kejriwal loses?
Well, I think if the icon of the party loses, the party will also lose.
Yeah,
party wins.
I think that would be a contradiction. It would be a rarity.
Leadership crisis, existential.
No, but it won't matter. Look at the TMC thing.
On the question of BJP versus AAP, see, I wasn't saying that it won't be a setback for BJP if it loses. What I'm trying to say is, in terms of the scale of the impact, it's an existential crisis. If BJP loses, it's not an existential crisis.
Yeah. All right, Okhla is Kalkaji is reporting the CM is trailing. Ramesh Biduri of the BJP is leading. Very early, but yes, in all 3 constituencies, Kalkaji, the sitting chief minister, New Delhi, the former chief minister, Jangpura, the former deputy chief minister, 3 iconic candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party, all trailing.
So if you
all
say
3
that
trailing.
The postal ballot tends to be the middle class.
Well, one more lead.
Karawal Nagar, Kapil Mishra of the BJP is leading. This, of course, again a sitting AAP seat. Karawal Nagar won by the right now. Kapil Mishra of the BJP is leading.
Please give your thoughts, Rahul. Going across to Griha at the news live result hub. Yes, Griha.
Yes, there's one more. Saurabh Bharadwaj of the Aam Aadmi Party is leading from Greater Kailash. That's one other lead that has been given to the Aam Aadmi Party so far, Anand. Right now, we just called, in fact, Karawal Nagar, Kapil Mishra, BJP. There's AAP. In fact, Satyendra Jain is also leading from Shakur Basti. That is also there, Anand. That has just, in fact, come in. So, a lead there for Aam Aadmi Party from Shakur Basti and Greater Kailash. Atishi is trailing.
Right.
So, that's there.
Right.
And there's one from Badli, Devendra Yadav from the Congress. First
He's the sitting Congress
party. Yes.
He's the sitting Congress state president.
So Congress also finds itself on the leaderboard after a decade.
Yeah.
It's just the leaderboard. As of now, it's the leads. Rahul Shivshankar, 9 and 6. These are the early leads. The early leads show a lead, trend towards the
by
BJP.
6 in the early leads.
Yes.
And these are postal ballots. So it tends to tell you that middle class voters generally are the ones who, I don't know if this is true or not, but postal ballots dominated by the middle class, would you say, Nalin?
Yeah.
And if that is the case, then perhaps
also by government employees.
Amanatullah Khan.
So as
Amanatullah Khan is leading in
and that was the core AAP constituency.
Yeah.
Amanatullah Khan is leading in Okhla. So you have Amanatullah who's leading, Saurabh Bharadwaj who's leading in Greater Kailash, Somnath Bharti who's leading in Malviya Nagar, and of course in Shakur Basti, as Griha was saying, you have Satyendra Jain leading. Also Rajouri Garden, Manjinder Singh Sirsa of the BJP is leading in Rajouri Garden. Used to be with the Akali Dal, now with the BJP in Rajouri Garden.
But amazing to see that the unanimous reaction to Saurabh Bharadwaj is that's expected.
Yeah.
Now one leader where across political party lines there is a certain level of respect and also the work that he's done and his constituency. There is no questioning this over the last 12-15 years. Saurabh Bharadwaj.
The BJP didn't give out tickets because nobody wanted from the BJP to fight against Saurabh Bharadwaj. So giving a ticket also became an issue that inke saath kya ladna, because even the BJP voter in that area was like, this is a good man, so let's not. And as far as the question which Chetan asked, if I may come in on that, that what happens to the AAP in case Arvind Kejriwal loses? See, look at the TMC thing. Nandigram happened. In spite of that, it didn't dent at all Mamata Banerjee's hold over her party or over her electorate. So even if Aam Aadmi Party wins and Arvind Kejriwal doesn't manage to hold on to the New Delhi constituency,
one more. Patparganj, which was Sisodia's old seat, he left that seat. The BJP candidate there is leading, Ravinder Singh Negi of the BJP leading there against Arvind Ojha of the Aam Aadmi Party.
One more lead for the AAP.
One more AAP, which is in Kirari, which is in West Delhi.
Double figures.
Into double figures.
Anil Jha of the Aam Aadmi Party leading in Kirari. So
for the first time in a decade that the Congress is finding itself on the leaderboard, and the first time in a decade in the Delhi Vidhan Sabha that the BJP is in double digits, the AAP leading in 8. Yes, Griha.
This is what we have so far. Right now, the last one that we have just, in fact, spoken is Kirari. Anil Jha of the Aam Aadmi Party, BJP, Ravinder Singh Negi from Patparganj is leading. Rajouri Garden, it's Mr. Sirsa who's leading from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Rightfully said, Congress, we also have Amanatullah Khan, Okhla. He is right now leading from Okhla. Aam Aadmi Party, another number that's going to Aam Aadmi Party. But Congress, of course, finding itself on the leaderboard here with Devendra Yadav leading from Badli. So that is the latest that we are picking up as far as the postal ballots are concerned.
Viewers, just keep an eye to the left of your screen, and this is to my right and to the left of your screen, seat by seat. Who holds the seat, which party, and who is leading? I think this should be a nice reckoner as you're looking at this leaderboard, and of course the key race alerts, and then the halfway mark. Who's ahead in the race to this magic figure of 36 that gives you the majority number?
We have one more. This is Moti Nagar, Harish Khurana. Again, recognizable face on television. Moti Nagar, Harish Khurana of the BJP leading.
The sting operation is what you're talking about.
Quick observation. The conversion rate here of the BJP early days is quite high. It's 50% plus.
Yes.
That will give it a lot of sort of, at this moment, hope. But remember, things have changed. In Haryana, things changed dramatically in just a matter of 20 minutes after 10. So let's just hold our horses here.
But still a two-horse race only. Clearly.
Yeah, it's a two-horse race. It's expected to be, but I would be interested, of course, to see how much the Congress weans away from the AAP, because they're sort of looking at this only from a voter turnout, vote share perspective. They're not looking at seats.
Just quickly, as more leads are coming in, if the AAP loses, the national impact of it. Let's say two scenarios.
I think the India Alliance is in trouble.
Taking forward from what Nalin was saying, let's say the AAP wins but Arvind loses, or AAP loses. Two scenarios. What will be the knock-on effect going forward?
It could be, the Delhi unit could be on a collision course with Punjab in that case. Because Punjab, is safe for two or three more years. Kejriwal is out on bail, Manish is out on bail. It's not exactly the Mamata situation,
yes, it's not.
Smita said, and Bengal is a far bigger state that way.
No, and Mamata had 211 MLAs. That's a huge number.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't not make her the chief
minister. It's Arvind Kejriwal who sort of has, even if you look at Punjab, picked Mr. Maan. He's picked all his people. If you begin to lose credibility in the eyes of the electorate, it will obviously impact on the larger party. Yes, they might squeeze through if Mr. Kejriwal loses and the AAP wins, it won't be a dramatic win for the AAP. It might be a seat more or a seat.
So we have one more. This is from Rajinder Nagar. Again, Umang Bajaj of the BJP is leading. This is Durgesh Pathak's seat of the Aam Aadmi Party. Again, one more pickup for the BJP. So the BJP now leading in 13. 9 of those seats were ones that were won by the Aam Aadmi Party. So that is huge.
Ravi Srivastav, Nalin Mehta, let's take this conversation forward. What's at stake? Will the AAP start looking beyond Arvind Kejriwal? If the result is that 37, 38 seats for the AAP, Arvind loses, Atishi loses, what happens then?
I think there is no question of AAP looking beyond Arvind Kejriwal. If Arvind Kejriwal is loses thing, then AAP splinters apart. Because like Rahul said, Arvind Kejriwal is AAP. I think the big difference between I take the point which Smita was making about the Mamata example. However, I think the big difference between Bengal and Delhi is, Bengal there is also a very strong regional identity and Mamata embodies that. In Delhi, they don't have a regional identity of that kind. There is no sub-ethnic identity in Delhi of that kind, right? So, Delhi is a very specific movement of the middle class, movement of a certain kind of politics, and if Kejriwal loses, that means his primary USP, which was this image of cleanliness, all of that gets dented, and he loses political power. This is a party that has never been out of political power since it was formed.
And don't forget, the AAP could implode. It could begin splintering. People could begin to quit. People will challenge for the leadership.
And in Punjab, the AAP is also become a regional party with turncoats from everybody else over there. They don't have necessarily the kind of allegiance to Kejriwal as people in Delhi have. So
neither do they have national ambitions. They are very happy being a regional Punjab party. They will say, you know what, we are on our own, thank you, bye-bye.
You have the Simranjit Singh Badal man, you could have the AAP man, you never know.
2 points which I want to make. Three sons of chief ministers fighting elections, one trailing, which is Sandeep Dikshit, and the other two doing. So you have Gen Next of former chief ministers who are fighting this election. Very interesting situation, especially in the New Delhi constituency, where two sons of chief ministers against Arvind Kejriwal. But I kind of disagree that AAP doesn't have national ambitions. I think they very much do.
AAP Punjab.
AAP Punjab will.
They split and they say we are happy to give Punjab a gold alternative. We'll run Punjab. We'll be very happy with this state. That's the thing.
And for the parliament election, which was fought by AAP, of the 400 seats, they got 4 seats and all from Punjab.
So they have national ambition. I don't believe that Aam Aadmi Party lacks that ambition. In fact, it's the reason why it's been the fastest growth that you have seen of any political party.
So one more seat, Vishwas Nagar, the BJP is leading there again. This is all East Delhi seats. Patparganj, like I said, Mr. Sisodia's old seat, there the BJP is leading. You also have one more seat, Shadra in East Delhi. Again, the Aam Aadmi Party there leading. One more seat we have in West Delhi from Palam, Kuldeep Solanki of the BJP is leading. So the BJP used to be a West Delhi party. Now they seem to be getting their sort of mojo back in West Delhi. From Sadar Bazaar, Manoj Kumar Jindal of the BJP leading. Again, Sadar Bazaar in Old Delhi. In Chandni Chowk, the BJP candidate is leading. So 2 constituencies in Old Delhi, we know the leads for, both of which the BJP candidate seems to be leading. So it is 18-8 more results for the BJP. From Rithala in North Delhi, the BJP candidate leading there. From Rohini, which is where Vijender Gupta is leading from. So in North Delhi, in West Delhi, again in South Delhi, now from Bijwasan, Kailash Gehlot who used to be the AAP minister, the transport minister, changed parties, joined the BJP. Kailash Gehlot is leading from Bijwasan in outer Delhi. So clearly,
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because it shows that there is therefore some sort of sentiment, pro-BJP sentiment. I just want to know,
not just pro-BJP, there's an anti-AAP sentiment. If Kailash Gehlot,
pro-BJP or anti-AAP.
This kind of map we haven't seen for the BJP in 28 years.
So Zach, I just wanted to ask you on that point, the Prime Minister focused on 3 or 4 areas. How are those seats doing? Because he made a very emotional...
RK Puram, for example, where his last rally was, the BJP candidate is leading from there.
20 leads for BJP. First time ever, 20 leads for the BJP in about
most of it coming from North Delhi, Sultanpur, Majra, the BJP candidate Karan Singh Sharma is leading. Mangolpuri, the BJP candidate is leading. In Rithala, the BJP candidate is leading. Couple of seats from Bhavana, the AAP candidate is leading. And from, of course, Kirari, again, the AAP candidate is leading. So BJP opening seats in Northwest Delhi, it's quite significant because they didn't have these seats
and
before.
the high turnout areas, right? These were the high turnout.
From Balimaran, the AAP candidate is leading. So in the 3 seats in Old Delhi, we have 1 for the AAP and 2, Sadar Bazaar and Chandni Chowk, going to the BJP.
I might make a point here. What's interesting in this is, what our data hub is showing is that compared to Lok Sabha 2024, which is when BJP won 54% of the vote, BJP is up even from that in these seats by 10 seats.
By 10 seats.
So, so if this trend holds, and we don't know if it will hold, in the seats that we have trends for, BJP is doing even better than what it did in the Lok Sabha.
That's quite something. No, Rahul, I was just saying, there's a difference between pro-BJP and anti-AAP. Because in Punjab, it was not a pro-AAP wave. It was an anti-Rivaiti parties that saw the AAP sweep the Punjab elections. So if this time around, it need not necessarily, because there will be people who would say that I am not going to give to AAP, so I will give to BJP. It's not because I want to give to the BJP.
Well, it's an interesting one. That's very interesting. Of course, the margins will tell us, the result will tell us.
21-10 right now.
I just want to make one small point, and if you think about it, the BJP has actually played a local campaign this time. They didn't go into the national issue. There was no polarization. There was no, no one coming out making those speeches that sort of were off color as in the past. But yes, significantly right now, it seems that the Muslim vote is not moving from the AAP. So in some seats where the Muslim vote will perhaps have an impact, may stick with the AAP, but generally the trend 17 plus, 32, the conversion rate, just look at the conversion rate.
It's also a possibility that the Muslim voter may not have come out and voted in big numbers this time. They would have steered clear saying, I may not want to vote for any of the other parties, but I don't want to vote for you either.
But the
they may also have decided
constituencies have been higher. But because Zafrabad and all of that.
By default.
All right, we have more from Wazirpur. From Wazirpur, Poonam Sharma of the BJP is leading. Rajesh Gupta of the Aam Aadmi Party is the candidate there for the AAP. So one more result going in favor of the BJP. This is Poonam Sharma. Ragini Nayak of the Congress is also fighting from that seat. We have more, like I said, BJP is winning in pockets where it has never won before, certainly not in the last 3 decades. It's winning in Old Delhi, it's winning in West Delhi. For example, the Rajouri Garden seat, Mr. Sirsa is leading there. Neighbouring seat of Moti Nagar, Harish Khurana is leading. The seat of Patel Nagar, again the BJP candidate is leading. In Rajendra Nagar, the BJP candidate is leading. So clearly, if pockets of Delhi, areas of Delhi where the BJP never opened its account, we have one more coming in. This is in South Delhi. Just taking a quick look at what that constituency is. From Palam, like I said, the BJP candidate is leading. From Dwarka again, Pradyuman Singh Rajput of the BJP is leading. South, West, Central Delhi, Old Delhi, Northwest Delhi, even in some parts of East Delhi, which was the AAP stronghold, you've got a couple of seats where the BJP is currently leading in. So 23-10.
Is it now reflecting the Lok Sabha 2024 projection onto the Delhi State Assembly? It's
still early days. It's still early days.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the trends going out, because there it said 52 seats for the BJP, isn't it? The Lok Sabha.
Yeah. In the seats we have trends for, the BJP is doing better in those seats than it even did in 2024. However, 2 interesting trends I want to add something to what Zaka was saying. See, remember we were talking earlier that how AAP's primary vote bank is the Juggi clusters and in the lower strata of economic strata. In the Juggi seats that we have, or the seats with the Juggi influence, BJP is winning 10-1 right now.
10-1.
If you look at that's one. Second is when you look at the lower income seats, in those ones also, BJP is ahead 7-4. So if if there is anything to be made out of this early trend, these two things are very telling if you combine that along with the Lok Sabha projections.
Lok Sabha projections. So going to the line results up just with the information to our viewers, along with the leads and results on the screen. Keep an eye to the right of, to my right or to your left, to the left of your screens, because here we'll try and get you all the breakdowns that both Nalin and Zaka are speaking about in terms of the clusters, in terms of the pockets, and of course the regions all across the state of Delhi. Yes, Griha.
Okay, we have got 3 more leads, Anand. Selampur, we have AAP leading. Mustafabad also, Adil Ahmed Khan from Aam Aadmi Party. Srinagar, there's a BJP lead of Tilak Ram Gupta. So these 3, 2 for AAP and BJP 1.
24 and 12. So the BJP twice as much as the AAP.
I don't think
as of now.
Return. I know Haryana, whatever.
Yes, don't say that.
What I'm saying
that's what's going to happen. That the trend will not change. So that's unlikely. At 8:30, at 8:33, at 8:36,
this is a small.
At 8:36, Chetan Bhagat is saying that these trends will hold. Chetan Bhagat is saying at 8:36 a.m. that these trends will hold. There will not be a Haryana-like flip that's going to happen.
May I add an update here?
Chetan's going to get trolled anyway.
After hearing Chetan, they started frying the jalebis.
I think the first sip of coffee or the first chip that went in, and then that's the gut burst. That's
how is it likely to change now? I mean, is it all going to turn around and like from 30?
It's only postal ballots so far.
No, I think EVMs would have started. EVMs would have started. 8:30 onwards.
EVMs first lead. The Election Commission is reporting one leads right now, officially, where BJP is leading from Vishwas Nagar, Om Prakash Sharma.
So that is also already being tracked.
Vishwas Nagar is already.
That's already very quickly. Now, here is where I'd like to clarify, and Zaka, you can weigh in on this. That why is it that we are showing you leads on 37 out of 70 when officially the EC is only showing 1? Because at our count, at all the counting centers, News 18 reporters are on ground, and once the number is verified, there is a process that the EC officials have to go through in terms of authentication. But those numbers are out there, and our reporters are aware of those numbers, and that's why we are giving you these. In a short while from now, you will see the EC coming to these numbers only with respect to leads. The EC will also come to these numbers in a short while from now. It's the technicalities that we are able to escape, and our phones buzz faster, and that's why we are getting you these numbers. So these are the real numbers as of now.
All right, so 24 to the BJP, 12 to the Aam Aadmi Party. So the BJP getting almost twice of what the AAP is getting. But I keep pointing, look at the gains. 19 of those gains have come to the BJP on sitting Aam Aadmi Party seats. 20 losses for the Aam Aadmi Party. So even if you take 62, they are down to 42 already.
24 out of 37. That's a big conversion rate, right?
For 24 out of 37 is the conversion rate.
But just think about the Congress right now. Just think about the Congress. I know, we've always said that this is going to be a 2-horse race, but the Congress not doing very well in Kashmir earlier, out of the equation, Jharkhand junior partner, Maharashtra gone, Haryana blown out of the water. This is not looking like a party that has been able to sustain some of the momentum it picked up in the Lok Sabha. Now, was that an aberration?
Does this have credibility in the India Alliance? Will they have the support to lead the India Alliance and be the fulcrum of the India Alliance?
He disagrees. So
I disagree. I think if Mr. Kejriwal loses in Delhi, if AAP loses in Delhi, it's a huge opportunity for the Congress. Also, we have to look at the wait and look at the vote share at the end of the day. If Congress actually comes close to 10 or more percent, then it's good for Rahul Gandhi.
You think?
All right, some of the Northeast Delhi seats, Rahul was asking about it. So Gandhinagar, Arvind Singh Lovely, who used to be with the Congress, now with the BJP, he's currently leading in Gandhinagar. Shahadra, Sanjay Goyal of the BJP is leading. In Vishwasnagar, again, the BJP candidate is leading. In Patparganj, again, the BJP candidate is leading. Mr. Kapil Mishra is leading from Karawal Nagar. Neighbouring constituency of Mustafabad, where they had a sitting BJP MLA, the MLA from Karawal Nagar was changed to Mustafabad. He is trailing. The Aam Aadmi Party candidate is leading in Mustafabad. But I think in Northeast Delhi too, which was the gut of the Aam Aadmi Party, you're seeing a whole bunch of saffron around there. And I think the BJP across regions, like I said, in Sadar Bazaar, their candidate is leading. In Chandni Chowk, their candidate is leading. In the neighbouring constituency of Balimaran, the AAP candidate is leading. So in Old Delhi, 2 seats, 2 pickups for the BJP in outer Delhi constituencies. Kailash Gehlot with the AAP, now with the BJP, Jat influence seat. He's leading in Bijwasan. From Palam, again, close to the airport. Mr. Solanki of the BJP is leading. From Dwarka, again, West Delhi. People talk about the expressway and so on. Has had an impact. Pradyuman Rajput of the BJP is leading. So in West Delhi, again, BJP running up big numbers. Northwest Delhi, which used to be a weakness for the BJP. Rithala, the BJP candidate, is leading. In Mangolpuri, the BJP candidate is leading. Then you have, of course, Rohini, where the Vijender Gupta's traditional seat, he's the sitting MLA from there. Sultanpur Majra, where the BJP has not won in the last 3 elections, again a BJP candidate leading. So a whole bunch of seats where the BJP is currently leading, which it has never won in the last 3 election cycles. Again, East Delhi seat, Krishna Nagar, Dr. Anil Goel of the BJP is leading.
What's that? Just one little pocket in an orange?
So this is Lakshmi Nagar, where BB Tyagi of the Aam Aadmi Party. Lakshmi Nagar, BB Tyagi of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Kumar Verma of the BJP trailing.
Quick update. In Muslim seats where voters are over 30%, Muslim voters are over 30%, the BJP is picking up seats.
Yes, that means Congress has had an effect.
And those seats are at the moment, if these leads are
so Chandni Chowk is one of those seats.
And Northwest Delhi is also reserved Dalit seat.
Is there data available? The seats that the AAP changed their candidates on, or brought in new people. We can have a look at those.
AAP MLAs were dropped in 24 constituencies. Out of those 12 we have results for so far. BJP is picking up 8 out of those 12. Aam Aadmi Party leading only in 4 out of those 12. 12 we have data for now. 24
that wasn't good enough.
So that
tells you there is anti-incumbency. Whether it's pro-BJP, I don't know. But that tells you the scale
there is an anti-AAP sentiment.
It was deep-seated, entrenched.
1.55 Muslim voters, 1.55 crore Muslim voters in this city, and that means 13% of Muslim voters have got splintered. If this is going to hold between the AAP, Congress and BSP, don't forget BSP. Total voters, yeah, total voters. If out of this, AAP is doing so badly from those Muslim-dominated areas, that means there has been an effect of the Congress, the BSP, and I don't know whether AIMIM, because what you are saying is Amanatullah is leading.
He's leading.
So if he's leading, that means again OWC doesn't seem to have.
So a couple of other names for the AAP. Rakhi Birla, who used to be the speaker, she's leading from Madhipur. Like I said, Shakur Basti, Mr. Jain, he went to jail, he was the health minister, he's leading as well. Saurabh Bharadwaj we talked about, he's leading in Greater Kailash. Malviya Nagar, Somnath Bharti is leading. So a few of these telegenic AAP faces seem to be leading. From Badarpur, Ram Singh Netaji of the AAP is leading.
Not AK.
What is this 47 dark blue?
That's a BSP candidate, I think. BSP or
We talked about
constituency number 47.
We talked about Anand Zaka, we talked about Muslim.
From Babarpur, Gopal Rai, the transport minister, Babarpur, he's leading. He's expected to be on a strong wicket.
Who is playing catch up?
In Babarpur, Gopal Rai is leading.
Gopal Rai is leading in Babarpur, but the thing is, AAP is also playing catch up on the leads. BJP is touching 30 leads.
From Devli, what Chetan asked, Devli, Deepak Kumar from the LJP, I think this is part of the NDA alliance, he is leading from
the Purvanchali voters in this area.
So 30, 5 short of majority, 30 is where the BJP is at, out of 48 seats. This can change, folks, very early in the day. I don't have my watch, I think it's about 40 minutes into counting, 45 minutes into, yeah, it's about 40 minutes into counting. This can very well change, but the trend seems to be that the BJP is on track for a big win as far as the Delhi Assembly is concerned. It is at 30 right now, 17 to the AAP. 23 of those seats are pick-up seats from sitting MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party. So it's a big leg up for the BJP as far as Delhi is concerned.
Zaka, Anand, can I make a larger point? We talked about Muslim seats, but if you talk about the national politics, if we can extrapolate anything at this point, see, one of the things that the BJP went against BJP few months ago in 2024 was the Dalit vote, right? They recovered a lot of that in Haryana and in Maharashtra. We're looking at SC reserved seats in Delhi right now. BJP is picked up 4 seats at the moment. So it's 4-4.
Some of the access polls were
right. So if this trend holds, then it's recovering Dalit votes.
Can I also add the women factor that we were talking about? High women voter turnout seats, 26 we have reporting right now. 16 of those the BJP is leading in.
Well, the quick race to the halfway mark, and it's the two autos. The auto wallahs decided the fate the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, especially the Aam Aadmi Party. So right now, closer to the halfway mark is the BJP at 30 leads. The BJP, the AAP a little far behind, just around 17 leads as of now. It's moved up to 18 leads even as we speak. Will they be able to play catch up and then get past this finishing line? That's the big question. As of now, it looks like the BJP closer to crossing that halfway number at this point. But this could all change. These are early trends.
Early trends. Three elections, I think, Anand, that the AAP at this stage has to claw back. They were leading in the last two elections from the word go. So this is the first time that they have to now claw back from this position and come to that halfway mark. You've not made a graphic for the third party at all? Oh, okay, there. Maybe just about coming in.
The others have been others. The others are really others.
By the time the third party, वो third party frame में fit ही नहीं हो रहा था, इतना पीछे है भाई, कैसे दिखा दे? So that's what happened.
Mustafabad, where Tahir Hussain is fighting from,
I'm just looking for it,
the Delhi riots, and he's fighting for
Overseas party.
Yeah. No, not yet. Mustafabad
not flouting it. Not flouting it.
Adil Ahmed Khan is leading.
So, you know, if Mustafabad, Aam Aadmi Party is leading, that means that the Muslim voter of Mustafabad has forgiven the AAP for not doing anything during the riots. This was the worst affected area in the riots that happened, and they have not forgiven AAP for not saving them.
No, also the BJP, the neighboring MLA in Karawal Nagar, he was shifted by the BJP to Mustafabad.
But I also have
Kapil Mishra was given the Karawal Nagar seat.
I'm going to disagree a little bit with Smita Prakash here on the impact of the Congress on the Muslim. I think it's a little early. We should have a look at that at some length. So I don't know if that's going to happen.
Vikas Puri, Mahinder Yadav of the Aam Aadmi Party is leading. So you have again a couple of pickups for the BJP. For example, in the Mundka seat in the outskirts of Delhi, again the BJP candidate there seems to be leading. There are pockets of green for the Aam Aadmi Party as well. Like I said, Vikas Puri, the Aam Aadmi Party candidate, is leading. Again in Northwest Delhi from Kirari, the Aam Aadmi Party candidate is leading. You have one more pickup for Shalimar Bagh. Again, the Aam Aadmi Party candidate Bandana Kumar is leading for the Aam Aadmi Party. But I think this game is not over yet.
Yeah,
so slowly picking up.
Seats. There are three takeaways. Now, number one, as we saw, the women vote seems to be inclined towards the BJP here. If you look at all the women-dominated seats, so to speak. Secondly, you have a problem where the AAP is facing anti-incumbency. Some of the people that changed are trailing, not doing well. So in those 20-odd seats, there's a problem for the AAP. And thirdly, in the backward communities, the AAP is not doing well. These were the mainstays really of the AAP.
Well, the AAP is playing catch-up. We must say that as the leads are coming in and we get into perhaps the close of the first round of counting and into the second round of counting in some of the counting centers, what we are seeing is that the AAP, which was trailing by about 15 seats, 16 seats earlier, has now closed the gap and is now trailing by about 11 seats. So BJP into 31, just 4 short of the halfway number, 5 short of having perhaps a majority with respect to leads. These are not wins, these are still leads, but this is a situation, 32 now even as we speak, so closer to that halfway number, just 3 short of the halfway number in terms of leads. This is something which is the BJP has not seen in the last decade.
And in a long time, not just decades.
In a long 3 decades. 3 decades. No, but I'm just saying, even in 2013, they came closer to the 30 number. It was a tight fight at that time, and then the Congress backed the AAP, and we know what khichdi happened, and that's why we went back into elections in 2015. But look at this. This is the BJP trying to consolidate, and Zaka kept saying that the outer Delhi, how the BJP performs or which party performs there will make a difference. Now, if you were to see, the BJP is plotting across all the various constituencies and regions of Delhi. That means that they have really done work, and you are right when they say that they've localized the election this time and they've steered clear of national issues.
And they focused on communities. They brought in leaders from Coimbatore down to Calcutta here to say, okay, let's focus on constituencies, people, all sorts of shades, and it may pay off.
Will we see a lot of tight fights this time around? Ravi Srivastava, what are you thinking? This is not a very pleasant scenario for the AAP. अगर 62 से 21 पे आ गए हैं तो कुछ तो गड़बड़ है सर.
It's early, Anand. We have to wait. We have to see because only the first round has gone up. So But I think as I was talking to you yesterday also, AAP is definitely going to do well. They will not be doing as well as in the past 15 and 20, but then definitely they are going to make it. And you will watch it, you will see it in a...
But if the BJP wins say 50-51 seats, the AAP will still get about 18-20 seats. I'm just saying, is that well?
No, that's a defeat. Where is the well?
So in the lower in the lower income groups, the AAP is still holding on. It has 1 seat lead over the BJP, 11 to the AAP and 10 to the BJP. These are lower income seats out of 22 that are reporting right now. So I don't think this game is over yet, but
the BJP has broken into even at the LMGs, in the lower...
Juggi Jhoppadis, let's look at the
LMGs.
Again, the Juggi Jhoppadis, the BJP is leading 12-3 out of the 15 seats that are reporting. 12 of those Juggi Jhoppadis seats, the BJP candidate is leading only 3.
Well, the AAP has been constantly saying, Zach, all through this campaign that, the BJP is distributing largesse, there's liquor, there's money. They've been going after certain leaders of the BJP, saying that they're putting money in the hands of these, underprivileged people, this, that, the other. So I don't know. I mean, that's going to be the standard sort of. I mean, I'm surprised that Srivastava ji here is saying that, look, 30 seats, 25 seats is good going for the AAP.
There is one seat that seems to be a neck and neck. It's oscillating. 20-32, 21-31. There is one seat that seems to be oscillating, and it seems to be tight fights. Could there be tight fights? Could the margin of victories be less than about, say, 1,000 votes in a lot of seats? Is that a possibility? Nalin Mehta, how is it looking?
Look, I don't know in terms of whether there will be enough tight fights or not, we're not sure, but last time there were enough. But the AAP bested the BJP in most of them.
They were, yes, exactly.
So they were enough to have tight fights, and also in assembly elections, that's par for the course.
Yeah, I have the numbers in fact somewhere. Just very quickly, what's happening in New Delhi? What's happening in Jangpura? What's happening in Kalkaji?
New Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal is trailing. In Jangpura, Manish Sisodia is trailing. And in Kalkaji, Atishi is trailing.
So all three do we have the differentials right now?
All three, no. We don't have the differentials too early in the day to get the differentials.
She has just reached a counting center. Atishi has just reached a counting center. Obviously the body language looked like she's a little tense about it. She must have known what the trends are because all of you are flashing it on.
So no, not just that, they're also going to get their own counting agents and their own people giving that way. I'll tell you, around 9:30 you will see the body language. We need to see the body language of leaders across parties around 9:30, 9:40 when they come on our cameras, because we will know what's going to happen by then.
We were talking about close contests. So in the seats that there were close contests in 2020, the BJP is leading in the majority of them right now. So it's picked up additional seats there.
So we're getting more seats reporting. So in Tilak Nagar, the Aam Aadmi Party candidate is leading. That's Jarnail Singh. He's the sitting MLA from there. He was not dropped. You have the neighboring constituency also, where you're getting reporting now. Vikaspuri again, Madan Yadav, Mahinder Yadav of the Aam Aadmi Party is leading. So 32-21 is where it is now. BJP picking up a lot of seats in the eastern side, on the Jamna Par side. Like I said, Karawal Nagar, Mr. Mishra is leading. From Gonda, Ajay Mahawar of the BJP is leading. From Gandhi Nagar, Arvinder Lovely is leading. From the constituency of Rohtas Nagar, Jitinder Mahajan is leading. From Krishna Nagar, which again traditionally the BJP has done well there, Anil Goel, Dr. Anil Goel is leading. From Vishwas Nagar, again BJP candidate leading. From Shahadra, Sanjay Goel of the BJP leading. So BJP picking up a lot of these northeast Delhi seats.
At the bottom, at the south,
this is
Badarpur candidate.
Badarpur, Narayan Dutt Sharma of the BJP. This is a flip now. Badarpur, the AAP candidate was leading. Now the BJP candidate is leading. And also from Devli, again outer Delhi constituency, Deepak Tawar of the LJP-RV. I don't know if the LJP-RV is part of the NDA, Chirag Paswan's LJP, or whether it is some other offshoot.
So the LJP is being counted as part of the BJP plus right now, as part of the NDA, because that lead is reflecting as part of BJP. It's not another. The Aam Aadmi Party is leading in 22, so a 10-seat difference between. So the AAP now playing catch up. So keeping that lead difference between about 10 to 11 seats between the BJP and the AAP. will that scenario change over the course of the next 40-45 minutes, or will these leads hold? Because we're reporting 55 out of 70 seats, another 15 seats to be reported, and then we will see the scenario. Griha joining us from the live result hub. Yes, Griha.
Yes, Anand, let's get you a tally of the VIP candidates in the national capital, and so far we are, in fact, Gopal Rai there is leading from Babarpur. We also have Ajesh Yadav from Badli, who's right now trailing of the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, Ajay Maharwar from Gonda, BJP is leading. There's also Vijender Gupta from BJP, Rohini, he is leading currently. Arvind Kejriwal is trailing. Somnath Bharti from Malviya Nagar is leading, Aam Aadmi Party. And Satyendra Jain also from Shakur Basti is leading. Atishi, if we take a look, is trailing. Is she trailing?
Yes.
Trailing. Atishi is trailing. Durgesh Pathak is, does he have the lead? Durgesh Pathak?
Durgesh Pathak is
Okay, he's also trailing from Rajendra Nagar. So this is what the status is of
how many rounds of counting so far?
So right now it is still paper ballots, and EVMs are going to open very, very shortly. Only 2 EVMs so far. 2 EVMs, and that is from Shadra and Vishwas Nagar. That's the only EVM leads that we have got, and both of them are in fact giving that lead to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Right now it's still paper ballots.
So surprising that by about we're closing towards 9 a.m. and then it's still the paper ballots and postal ballots. So clearly the whole process of counting has started slower. But now it should pick up speed. There's a reason why we are saying wait till about 9:30, 9:45, because once the EVMs open, the rounds of counting will be faster and we should have more leads.
So in the Purvanchal belt, the Purvanchal voters, it's a tight fight between BJP and AAP. BJP leading in 10, Aam Aadmi Party leading in 9. I think the Purvanchali voters will also hold a key in at least 20 of these constituencies that are reporting so far. And like I said, it's an absolute neck and neck there, 10 to the BJP and 9 to the Aam Aadmi Party. We have more seats reporting from South Delhi. You have Tughlaqabad, where the AAP candidate is leading. You have Okhla, where Amanatullah Khan is leading. But in Badarpur, Narayan Dutt Sharma of the BJP is leading. In Sangam Vihar, again Chandan Kumar Chaudhary of the BJP is leading. We talked about the LJP candidate. From Malviya Nagar, Somnath Bharti leading. From RK Puram, Anil Sharma of the BJP is leading. So the BJP picking up seats in a lot of areas where it had never opened its account. A lot of regions of Delhi where it had never opened its account. Let's go back to Northeast Delhi. Again, a flip there. Gokulpur, now the AAP candidate is leading in Gokulpur. Also in the neighbouring constituency of Simapuri, again a flip there. The AAP candidate is leading. In Babarpur, Gopal Rai seems to be sitting pretty. But BJP also has a lot of pickups in Northeast Delhi. Rohtas Nagar, BJP leading. Shadra, BJP leading. Vishwas Nagar, BJP leading. Krishna Nagar, BJP leading. And of course, Kapil Mishra's seat, Karawal Nagar, BJP leading.
Satyendra Jain?
Satyendra Jain is leading in Shakur Basti. Satyendra Jain is leading in Shakur Basti, and Rakhi Birla is leading in the neighbouring constituency of Madhipur. So
also Vijender Gupta, he's another VIP candidate.
Vijender Gupta is also leading in the seat of Rohini, where of course he is the leader of the opposition.
But this is not postal ballots. It's been confirmed that these are still postal
ballots in about 2 or now I'm given to understand 3 counting centers, EVMs counting.
I just want to bring a statistic into this. You know, yes, of course, 2020. If you look at the top line numbers, the AAP surged 63 seats or so, but there were 16 very tight fights. 10% or less, and in an assembly election, 10% is not much. So remember that it wasn't the one-way sort of cakewalk that it was sort of thought to be. So 16 seats is a hell of a lot.
So in the tight fight seats from 2020, I mean, it doesn't have to be a tight fight this time around, but the seats that we saw 2020 tight fights, less than 10,000 votes, out of 11 seats, BJP is leading in 8, AAP is leading only in 3. So the BJP winning in those tight fight seats. As of
even in the Muslim dominated seats, I just saw it on our screen, out of the 10 seats, the BJP is leading in 3.
Yeah, the Muslim dominated seats where there is 30% more Muslims, BJP is leading in 7 and the Aam Aadmi Party is leading in 3.
So 2 pickups there. Now the BJP just 2 short of the halfway number in terms of leads, 33 and 22, 11 ahead of the Aam Aadmi Party. The Congress still holding on to that 1 seat where it continues to lead. So EVM round of counting has begun in some of the counting centers. Now each of these counting centers are representing at least 4 to 5 assembly constituencies. So that's why the leads will start coming through for multiple assembly constituencies from the same counting center, and it should happen faster. The estimate or the understanding is it's 9 a.m. By about 9:45 there will be a serious consolidation of these numbers, and we will be closer to determining who has the advantage or who is ahead in terms of getting to that seat of the Delhi Secretariat of Delhi Vidhan Sabha. Right now, halfway mark, just too short of the halfway mark is
again,
the BJP.
High women voter turnout seats, you were talking about it, 18 to the BJP, 13 to the Aam Aadmi Party. Again, real neck to neck there.
Postal ballot sentiment shift, I don't know, but look, just very quickly, if it's going to be a 48, 42%, vote share kind of game, I think we're going to have to wait till about 11 o'clock because round after round, those numbers, you see, the BJP is playing catch up.
Right.
So its vote share has to increase proportionally if it has to win and go beyond what it's ever done. And that's going to lead to some tight contestations, I feel.
Yeah, it's possible because the AAP has now reduced the lead margin to 8, 24 and 32.
Again, high voter turnout seats where it is higher than the state average of 60 point something. 16 seats are reporting again neck and neck, AAP at 8 and BJP at 7.
I mean, it could well be an election like we saw in Karnataka, for example, at the assembly level, where many seats went to the Congress, but the margins were, not as expansive as other binary states where there are just two parties. So it's
after 3 hours or so.
Because no exit poll gave the AAP less than 42% of the vote, which means that there is going to be a fight, whichever way we look at it.
Yeah, but that also looks like all pollsters have said there will be a 12% slide in vote share.
True.
Chhattarpur, again, outer constituency, Brahm Singh Tanwar of the Aam Aadmi Party is leading. Delhi, where the LJP candidate is leading, now it is flipped. The Aam Aadmi Party candidate is leading. So Chetan, those may be the famous last words, but I think this is far closer than what we think. But let's see. It's early days yet.
It's still 13 seats still to be plotted. They have not yet started. The numbers have not started coming.
13% was the average difference, right, in vote share. So even if the AAP starts coming down in a particular round, we could be led by exuberance by thinking, oh, the BJP is gaining. It may not be. It might just be a temperance of the AAP's numbers, but it doesn't mean that the AAP is out of the race.
There are many who believe that the AAP may not have a runaway victory like it did in 2015 and 2020, but they may just be past the post. They may be first past the post and they may come around 39-40 seats. There are many who have estimated that this is a possibility on ground, given the fact that there is not too much of a difference in the vote share. So, like Pradeep Gupta of Axis by India said, that unless there is a 5 to 6% difference in the overall vote share, 42 and 48% situation, unless that happens, runaway victories is a little difficult to see. Nalin Mehta is making some calculations there. What's your insight? What are you looking at? Is this reflecting the Lok Sabha performance of the BJP knocked on to the assembly constituencies?
When I'm looking at the Lok Sabha leads, this is actually better than that. Because what we are seeing is that the BJP, when you're projecting the exact constituencies, BJP had about 54% of the vote in the Lok Sabha election, AAP had about 19%. But when in these leads that we have right now, when you project those onto the Lok Sabha leads, the BJP is 18 plus, is leading in 20. We have 41 such leads right now.
Correct.
Out of those, BJP is leading in 25, AAP in 15. But in those BJP 25 leads, 18 are seats it was not leading in the Lok Sabha election on.
Okay. Also, if you were to look by income, middle class seats, the BJP is leading AAP 16 to 8. I think that's a significant one.
Yes.
The middle class seems to be have voted for the BJP quite in a big way. In the lower classes, though, it is the Aam Aadmi Party which has a slight edge, 13 to 10. So we're going neck and neck here right now. In the lower classes, the Aam Aadmi Party seems to be holding on to its vote bank, but in the middle class, the BJP is leading.
I buy your point. I think, Zach, if you have to have an accurate assessment, we've got to look at the three swing classes here. And we've got to keep monitoring the clusters to see if there are changes. If there are dramatic changes happening there, then there is something obviously happening on the ground.
Rahul, the map that Zaka is showing on the wall, it shows that people across all kinds of classes and castes seem to have voted for either the AAP or the BJP, but the BJP has managed to get a footprint in all areas, even places that we think that,
But
this
is
is an
that going
AAP
to necessarily
stronghold.
translate into seats? You see, it might be streaking ahead, might be doing much better, it might be closing the gap. But it has a huge gap to close.
That's
so
a
if they
major
pull
issue.
this off, it is going to be a dramatic victory. I mean, this will be a colossal victory for the BJP, reducing 13%. I mean, these are things that don't happen generally. I don't know, when last there was a 13-14% vote swing. I think Tripura had one. But don't remember such
the whole vote swing happened in Punjab. Look at Punjab. What happened in terms of the AAP sweeping Punjab? It happened.
Tripura. See, in places like Tripura, the BJP came up from zero, almost working from zero. It didn't even have a Vidhan Sabha MLA before that. In Delhi, the BJP was one of the early poles of Delhi politics from 1993 onwards. The early Jan Sangh always had roots in Delhi because of the partition refugees who came in and so on and so forth. But it's not been in power here for more than a quarter of a century, for the last 25 years plus. But even in the last 25 years, the BJP's vote share has never fallen below 30%.
So it's a third of the voting.
The difference is that in the Lok Sabha elections, people always vote for BJP, but in Vidhan Sabha, they haven't. Right? So, and about 10-15% of those who went away, the fact that they come back to BJP now in a Vidhan Sabha election, if this result holds, at a time when there is no chief minister candidate, BJP has fought this campaign exactly like it fought the Haryana campaign or the Maharashtra campaign. Then it tells you something. It tells you something fundamentally shifting in the politics of the city.
Not just politics of the city, the strategies of the BJP, where they've decided that the local elections will be fought at local levels and will pick up local issues and not nationalize every state election. And especially with Maharashtra and Delhi, they seem to have got that right. In Haryana, they fixed a lot of issues or errors that they made with the Lok Sabha 2024. So some course correction as a party, if they're willing to learn and understand, it's important. These are close fights. The BJP is just one shot of the halfway number in terms of leads, with respect to leads. Yes, Griha.
We have another update, Anand. We were just talking about whether postal ballots are still on. We are now getting to understand that 6 constituencies, EVMs have opened up. It is the second round of counting that is happening at Vishwas Nagar, where BJP has a lead of about 4,000 odd votes. And as far as the other constituencies, it's Deoli, where there is Prem Chauhan of the Aam Aadmi Party. This is the EVM tally that we're talking about. Badli, Devendra Yadav of the Congress is leading. Rohini, we have Vijendra Gupta from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Also Bhavana, we have Jay Bhagwan from Aam Aadmi Party. So these are the 6 EVM leads that we are getting so far.
Well, the BJP has never lost from Vishwas Nagar, I'm being told. Even when they had just 3 seats, it was one of the seats was from Vishwas Nagar. So Vishwas Nagar is a safe seat for the BJP. It's always rock solid with the BJP there. So that's I think one aspect. But
so 2 rounds ballots and EVMs, the trend has been the same.
Even after the 35. So halfway number for the BJP hitting the halfway number. The magic figure is 36, which puts them into majority, which gives them power or control of the state of BJP, of Delhi. That's for the BJP. But these are all leads. As of now, at about 9:05 a.m., 9:06 a.m., the BJP is at the halfway mark. This is perhaps the first time in a long time that the BJP, even in leads, is close to the halfway mark or is on the halfway mark. So 35 to the BJP, 23 to the Aam Aadmi Party, 1 for the Congress Party out of 59 leads that have come in so far out of 70. 60 leads and 36 as we speak. 60 leads and 36 to the BJP. The magic figure, the first time today with leads coming in at about 9:05 a.m. We have the BJP touching that magic figure of 36 right there. So ahead of the Aam Aadmi Party, and now it slips back. So these things will keep changing in terms of leads. 10 more seats that have not yet reported any leads so far out of 70.
Right when she said, Smita Prakash was right when she said that it's never been this good for the BJP this early.
It's never been. And for it to slide from here to 3 or 4 will be a magical turnaround, as Chetan Bhagat said. So if these trends are now 35 back again, 35, 24, 34, 25, there are some seats where it's oscillating between the AAP and the BJP, but could the AAP then fall short of 30
so for example, in Malviya Nagar now, Satish Upadhyay is leading, Somnath Bharti is sitting AAP MLA, but now in Malviya Nagar it's
kind of shocking.
It's Satish Upadhyay who's leading.
Somnath Bharti is pretty popular and he's a long-term MLA from that area. Satish Upadhyay is newcomer. A newcomer in the sense people know who he is, but he hasn't fought an election from there before. So surprising that Somnath Bharti is trailing there.
There is a sentiment. There are 2 aspects. One is what the BJP has done electorally, as that was being discussed. The other is there a huge dissonance amongst a good group of voters against the Aam Aadmi Party and especially Arvind Kejriwal? Are they feeling let down? That's why I keep saying the anti-AAP rather than pro-BJP Because the AAP fed on an anti-Riwayati parties, anti-SAD, anti-Congress sentiment in Punjab when they came to power, and then they steamrolled the opposition. They came again, they ran over an anti-Congress sentiment when they came to power. Because the BJP continued to hold on for its vote share. This is an academic thing that the BJP has actually consolidated its vote share by 2% in every Vidhan Sabha election.
A party of governance? That's what you're basically implying. Well, I mean, look at this. Yes. You know, you can't take away from the fact that they've been in power now.
No, is this a rejection of the Kejri model of governance? That's the big question.
That could be something, but you know,
the entire senior leadership of AAP is trailing.
But you know, there is a caveat here, and the caveat is not that I'm trying to play devil's advocate, and maybe BJP supporters will sort of say that, look, why is he being so pessimistic? My only caveat is it's a two-horse race. Pretty clearly, it's a two-horse race. That means the benchmark for vote share is going to be higher.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Nalin made a very important point where he says that 33 to about 38% is where the BJP seems to have got stuck in Delhi, which means that it needs to add certain more, you know, coalitions, social coalitions. Can it build those coalitions? And therefore, I think we should go back to the clusters. I think, Zach, if we can go back to some of the clusters, that might tell us a more accurate story. If the BJP is being able to go beyond that 37, 38%, add more denominations.
But that's what I'm saying, Rahul. In every Vidhan Sabha election, the BJP has added 2% to its vote share.
2%.
The Aam Aadmi Party benefited with an entire complete swing of the Congress vote towards the AAP, or a non-BJP vote towards the AAP, plus new voters who came on and said, who have not participated in electoral democracy or electoral politics so far, I'm going to vote because I see something of the AAP. And that's why if the AAP is less than 30 seats this time around, it's a rejection of this entire Kejri model of governance.
You know, North Delhi, if I can quickly, North Delhi, BJP was never really strong in North Delhi, so now they're opening their account in places like Shalimar Bagh, for example, from Adarsh Nagar. You have the candidate from, of course, Rohini was one seat where they Mr. Gupta has been leading from. Rithala is another seat which the BJP has not won. Mangolpuri, the BJP is leading there. You also have from Sultanpur Majra, the BJP leading. I want to go all the way up to the outer Narela, which is the first constituency. Again, BJP candidate leading there. So a lot of North Delhi, Mundka again in outer Delhi. A lot of the North Delhi seats have not gone to the BJP previously, but they are now leading in those constituencies. Again, Northeast Delhi, which Rahul was talking about, Vishwas Nagar, Rohtas Nagar, Krishna Nagar, all of those places, again, the BJP candidates are leading. So it's getting pockets where it has never opened its account before. And of course, right in the heart of Delhi, New Delhi constituency, BJP leading, Jangpura, BJP leading. You have Kasturba Nagar, again, BJP leading. This is the seat where Abhishek Dutt of the Congress was fighting. Ramesh Pahalwan of the AAP, he's trailing in Kasturba Nagar, and of course, like I said, in Kalkaji, where the Chief Minister is fighting.
Again, Biduri is leading, and Atish is trailing. Nalin Mehta and then Griha. Yes, Nalin Mehta.
To the point that Rahul was making and the point you were making, and to add to Zaka's data points, we have the first vote share numbers out.
Okay.
The BJP at the moment is 53.7% vote share according to the Election Commission.
Wow.
The AAP is at 40.9%, which is, if this number holds, is the exact reversal of last time.
It's what, 39?
Yeah. So AAP is at 40.9%.
So as of now, the BJP is mirroring its Lok Sabha vote share.
It's picking up social
coalitions. It's mirroring exactly Lok Sabha, but it's also the replication of 2020 other way around. Congress is at 3.38% at the moment.
So again, a 1% slide, 1% slide. It's actually losing vote share than gaining it.
So Rahul Gandhi ain't going anywhere. I'm sorry to say, he ain't going anywhere. Let's go back now to the AAP.
If you have this kind of a vote share and if this holds, that can only happen when the BJP has made huge advances across various new categories.
So women being one of them, in the high women turnout constituencies, 36 of them, BJP 19, AAP 16. I think that is...
Griha, live result hub.
Yeah, we were just talking about Somnath Bharti trailing. Let's actually get in an update of more and more VIP candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party. Just come in that Rajendra Nagar, we are having Durgesh Pathak, who has just got a lead from the BJP candidate Umang. We also have Ambedkar Nagar, Dr. Ajay Dutt of Aam Aadmi Party leading. And Delhi, can we have a BJP lead there, Anand? Also, Zaka, if we take a look at the other VIP candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party, Satyendra Jain, Shakur Basti, he's leading. Janel is leading from Tilak Nagar. Gopal Rai is still, in fact, having that lead from Babarpur. Saurabh Bhardwaj continues to have the lead in GK. Also, Imran Hussain from Balli Maran, he also has a clear edge, as has Amanatullah Khan from Okhla. Bibi Tyagi from Lakshmi Nagar, another candidate of the Aam Aadmi Party who is leading. And also if we take a look at Mustafabad, which has in fact polled the maximum number of votes in the national capital, it's Adil Ahmed Khan of the Aam Aadmi Party is still leading.
But Atishi, Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal, all three of them are trailing. The face of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Kejri model of governance, all three of them are trailing. Satyendra Jain continues to lead. Kailash Gehlot, who decamped, who joined the BJP, he is leading. And we also have Gopal Rai, who is also part of that entire Kejri model of governance, who is leading. So Satyendra Jain and Gopal Rai, the two big faces who are leading. The other three, the fulcrum of the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, Atishi and Manish Sisodia, all three are trailing. And the BJP is just one shot of 40 leads. Just one shot of 40 leads.
Wasn't expected to win. I mean, all exit polls, everybody said that, oh, he won't. I want to come on this part which Nalin was talking about, the exact reversal, where the BJP is now where AAP was in the last election. A couple of points I want to make is that the BJP reworked its entire strategy for this election, which you pointed out, not having a CM face, reworking.
40 leads for the BJP as we speak.
And then they fought in the trenches. They didn't fight just the top angles. They fought from the lower levels too. They brought in not just their own bigwigs from the states to fight, like they brought their Fadnavises and the others, but they also brought in their NDA allies. They brought Chandrababu Naidu. They brought the Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar. So they fought from top and bottom. So they had Amit Shah and they had Modi, they had Nadda, they had the others, but they also fought from there. The second point is they didn't restrict to any one class or caste. They didn't say that, oh, okay, the Purvanchalis or the women are going to go the AAP way. They went the AAP way last time. No, they fought for every single constituency. So, you know, what you're seeing right now, the spread that they have, general spread and not in pockets, it's not just the Baniya Punjabi vote that they said that, oh, these are our traditional, the shopkeepers are our traditional vote bank. Let's just stick with them and at least get them because they had moved away. The middle class had moved away. No, every class, every speaker of language, because of this cosmopolitan mix that we have, that's what has resulted in the current trend that we are saying is my take on this.
So one very quick input, because I'd seen certain internal polls of the BJP and I just want to bring you in on this. I want to bring you also in on this, Abhijit. Those internal polls seem to suggest that the most disadvantaged, you know, we call them disparagingly JJ clusters, I hate that word, but the most disadvantaged who live in the not so nice areas of Delhi, the BJP was making significant gains in those. It was the women vote that was sort of still up for grabs, as their polls were showing, and they were hoping that there would be a late burst. But this shows that there is a new...
They've got, like, they made inroads where they didn't. I think the BJP, like Smita was saying, this time they threw the army, tanks, like Air Force, Navy, everything on this. Because I think they've lost, this is the only state they've lost so badly. It happens to be Delhi, where the Prime Minister lives. Arvind Kejriwal makes personal attacks on the BJP leadership all the time. And Arvind Kejriwal went to Gujarat, got a 13% vote share there. That's the day it all started, I think. And then they have now put the full cavalry here. And I think it's showing results.
42 to the BJP.
Everything.
42-23. 42-23. Leaderboard.
Air Force, the tax breaks. I mean, you know, the middle class has always loved the BJP, the Delhi middle class, but every time after the budget they were disappointed. They were like jilted lovers. This time, Nirmala ji even gave them the love, like they gave them flower bouquets. I mean, maybe who knows, 2% their vote share.
Yeah,
who knows?
Right? Somebody said 13 दिन पहले ही Valentine's Day हो गया हमारा.
That's what the middle class used to vote for BJP in the Lok Sabha and for Kejriwal in the assembly, but it seems if this holds that, you know, that shift hasn't happened. That
the dichotomy is not happening.
And
that's best explained in West Delhi, where the BJP always used to have a strong vote, the trader class vote. It seems to be coming back to the BJP. In Palam, the BJP candidate is leading. In Uttam Nagar, the BJP candidate is leading. From Dwarka again, the BJP candidate is leading. From Janakpuri, again the BJP candidate is leading. Can you imagine? Last 2 or 3 election cycles, they've not had a BJP candidate leading there. Rajouri Garden, again BJP candidate leading. Moti Nagar, BJP candidate leading. And if you come all the way to central Delhi, to Rajinder Nagar, Patel Nagar, all of those places, it's the BJP candidate who's leading. Right now in Rajinder Nagar, Durgesh Pathak seems to have taken a lead. So yes, 42 to 23, but a lot of West Delhi constituencies, the BJP seems to be leading. These are constituencies which had gone away from the BJP's kitty, but now it's coming back. So it's West Delhi, North East Delhi, as as Rahul keeps mentioning, Vishwas Nagar, Rohtas Nagar, Krishna Nagar, Shahadra. These are seats that the BJP again has not won. Gandhi Nagar. These are seats that the BJP has not won in the last couple of election cycles. Those Northeast Delhi seats also seem to be coming back to the BJP.
No, not just that. Plus 34 for the BJP in that in terms of gains. How many of these gains are or were tight fights the last time, where the BJP lost, say, by a margin of less than 4,000, 5,000 votes? That also means that they have done the micromanagement also.
Yeah,
right?
the AAP is leading only in 2 out of those 14 which were close contests. The BJP is leading 12. And many of those, at least 1, 2, 3, 4 of those are from Northeast Delhi. So they seem to have got that game right, where the close contest seats that they lost the last time around, the BJP is leading in 12 out of 14, Aam Aadmi Party only in 2.
So what does this say about Revdi politics?
50%, as Nalin is pointing out, 51% is the vote share. That means in every seat, the BJP is picking up the majority of the vote. I mean, are we looking at some sort of a runaway mandate? I mean, that's the question.
If it's 66 out of 70 and it is 42-23 in favor of the BJP, these are leads. 1 for the Congress party, another 4 seats to go. Now, will this consolidate either way, or will this perhaps move away from the AAP more in favor of the BJP? Will the BJP cross the 50 seat mark, or will they consolidate around 45, 47 seats? We'll have to wait and watch.
In Balimaran, which is a heavily Muslim dominated seat, it's the BJP candidate who's leading right now. Kamal Bagri of the BJP is leading. In Chandni Chowk, again, substantial Muslim population, BJP candidate leading. In Sadar Bazaar, Manoj Kumar Jindal of the BJP is leading. These are old Delhi.
But how much? Do we have any idea? Because are we now beginning to... margin. Maybe there's a reassessment even amongst Muslims.
I think another 10 minutes, we get into the 3rd, 4th round of counting. Perhaps the leads will consolidate wherever there are, and we're going to check with Greya, the live result happen a bit, that how many leaders have opened up a gap of more than 4,000 votes in terms of lead. Vishwas Nagar was another case where after the first or second round, the candidate had a 4,000 vote lead. But Greya, do we have leaders in terms of the gap that's been opened up? How many rounds of counting are we into about 4th round of counting somewhere in some constituencies?
Okay, Anand, after 4th round of counting at Vishwas Nagar, we have a lead by BJP candidate by
587.
By just 587 votes. So that is how close this is. Yeah.
It's quite close. And what about Nagar is getting close. But what about some of the other constituencies?
New Delhi.
And as far as the New Delhi constituency, we have EVMs that have opened up and there are still first rounds that are going on right now. Any other round that is happening in EVMs as far as the other constituencies are concerned? EVM? There's just the first round that is still going on in other constituencies. Only Vishwas Nagar that is right now counting 4th round.
It's into the 4th round in Vishwas Nagar. Everywhere else, it's the first round of counting of the EVMs. Like I said, 9:30, 9:45. We will get into round 3, round 4. These leads could further consolidate in favor of the BJP, or we may see the Aam Aadmi Party playing catch up as soon as the EVMs, more of the EVM rounds start happening. But as of now, the BJP seems to be in firm control as far as the elections are concerned. Is it still very, very early days? We have to wait and watch. Some things could change, some things could remain the same. It's the mind of the voter. The early trends in favor of the BJP, the early trends saying that the mandate will shift away from the Aam Aadmi Party. It could have huge impact nationally, knock-on effect, not just in Punjab, but in Bihar and in Gujarat, which also will soon be going into the polls, and that there could be a big impact.
The Election Commission's data that the Congress, the BJP is holding its vote share, but the AAP vote share is declining slightly compared to even 20 minutes ago, and the Congress is gradually increasing a little bit. The Congress was 3% 15 minutes ago, now it's about 6%.
6%?
That's not much, but that's exactly that means the decline is in the AAP vote.
Yes.
No, so the AAP vote is shifting back to the... They had 4% last time. They had 4% last time.
So obviously what we were saying earlier, that what you're seeing in Purani Delhi, in Old Delhi, if you're seeing the BJP increasing the trend, it's still early days, but I would still say that the split between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress in the Old Delhi area seems to have benefited the BJP.
You might be onto something. You might be onto something.
So within the Sachdeva's pictures coming out after prayers, and everybody is got
body language. What are you saying? We'll just look at body language.
No, we look at the body language. No, these are pictures from a short while ago. I will still wait till about 9:45. 9:45 when the leaders come, all of them will start coming to their party offices. And किस party office में हलचल ज़्यादा हो रही है around 9:45, 10 o'clock. That's an indicator ki which way is this election going.
Fundamentally,
along with what's happening on our leaderboard. Yes.
The managers of the election know किस इलाके से वोट पड़ी है, किस तादाद में पड़ी है, how many people have come up from their traditional areas. So they generally have an idea, and if the EVM starts then registering or complementing that sort of idea, then they know that okay, we've got our maths right, we predicted.
See, Virendra
right.
Sachdeva has promised Daulat Ram ki chaat and also jalebi.
He's very quietly been working behind the scenes. You haven't seen him all that much getting agitated or coming out in the scenes. And the state unit of the BJP has totally become subservient to the central unit. This is the first time that they could not muscle their way in and say, Chief Minister candidate kar do. You know, earlier they had Harshvardhan, they had Kiran Bedi. They've had Chief Minister candidates. This time they agreed with what the party leadership said, that we are going to fight in the same way that we fought Haryana and we fought MP and the other states where we don't have a face. So it's been a change.
Outer Delhi constituencies, Abhijit was talking about, 44-21 now. So in Mundka, the BJP candidate is leading. In Bhavana, where the AAP candidate was leading up until 5 minutes ago, now the BJP candidate is leading. In Narela, again, the BJP candidate is leading. In Najafgarh, the BJP candidate has been leading since counting began. So outer Delhi constituencies where the BJP focused, it seems to be paying off for the BJP. The lead now stretching in favor of the BJP. Now it's 45-20 is where we are right now. The BJP picking up pockets of Delhi, which they have not won before in the last 3 election cycles. Like I said, Outer Delhi is one of them. North Delhi is the other, where you have constituencies like Sultanpur, Majra, for example, where the BJP candidate is leading. In Mangolpuri, the BJP candidate is leading. In Shalimar Bagh, the BJP candidate is leading. In Rithala, again, the BJP candidate leading. From Adarsh Nagar, the BJP candidate leading. So North Delhi, again, a big part of the gains for the BJP. If you look at Central Delhi, in places like Madhipur, the BJP candidate leading. In West Delhi, in Moti Nagar, BJP candidate leading. Rajouri Garden, Mr. Sirsa is leading there. He was from the Akali Dal, now with the BJP. Harinagar, again, West Delhi, BJP candidate leading. You go further out, Janakpuri, a seat that the AAP has won the last 3 times, again BJP candidate leading. Dwarka, again, where Adarsh Shastri, now in the Congress, he was of course one of the founding members of the AAP, he is trailing. It is the BJP candidate, Mr. Rajput, who is leading there in the West Delhi constituency. So pockets of support for the BJP where it has never seen support, in North Delhi and Outer Delhi, in West Delhi, and of course again in Northeast Delhi, which is again a huge chunk of support for the AAP. There the BJP is managing to flip the election.
Out of 66 leads, 45 leads to the BJP, 20 to the Aam Aadmi Party, 1 to the Congress Party, and Umar Abdullah has tweeted, "Aap lado aapas mein." That's what he has written. Or lado aapas mein. He's tweeted and he's put from one of the Purana series, you know, historical series of Ramayana or Mahabharata. There is a rishi who's saying,
no, is he trying to say
and he's saying, "Samapt kar do ek dusre ko." Ji bhar kar lado. Samapt kar do ek dusre ko.
Congress come together with the AAP, and
he's been making snide ones. He's been going snide remarks, sidewise, edgeways.
You fight Lok Sabha together and you lose. Okay, even when you are together, you lose. And then you have the audacity to think that we'll find the assembly election by ourselves and win. I mean, does it make any sense? And overconfidence.
No,
like आप तो हमारा दिल्ली का है ही, दिल्ली तो है ही ना. You take people from Delhi for granted, and that's what happens. You don't take your voters for granted.
No, Sambit Patra was quoting both Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal in Parliament and saying, look what they said about each other in the rallies. He's saying कि India Alliance में आपस में एक दूसरे को, this is what you are saying, कि WagonR से सीधा शीश महल चले गए. And the other Arvind Kejriwal came back with a far more snider remark against Rahul Gandhi. So
AAP wanted some seats in Haryana. Congress said no way.
Virendra Sachdeva is speaking. Yeah.
क्या कहना है जो एग्जिट पोल में जो बताया जा रहा था वही राजस्थान में दिखाई दे रहा है बीजेपी को
मुझे इधर जाना है, इधर कर लो.
जी.
I have to say, if you look at this map, Delhi is turning saffron.
Yeah.
I mean, this is unprecedented. This is a replication, and in fact, this is more than the assembly seats in just few months ago in the Lok Sabha election.
Now, I'm just saying, is it just is it mirroring the June 2024 performance of the BJP.
Even the BJP Lok Sabha leads.
Lok Sabha
in how many
leads.
of those constituencies BJP is leading? Yes, 35 to 12. Out of the 48 seats that the BJP was leading in Lok Sabha 2024, it's currently leading in 35, Aam Aadmi Party only 12. So thereabouts. You're
I
getting
think we should
thereabouts.
bring out that soundbite. I'd be very interested to hear when the Prime Minister says, give us a chance. It was very emotional.
Yes.
He reiterated it a couple of times. It'd be interesting to see that bite now, how much of an impact it's actually had on the psyche, saying that, okay, we probably need this Gathbandhan Sarkar. The one thing that people were getting a little tired of was that Mr. Kejriwal constantly blamed the LG's office for every failure. Even if the road was potholed, he said, no, not my problem, LG's problem. He's sitting on this, he's sitting on that. So people are saying, well, okay, if you can't manage it, can't manage an equation like Sheila Dikshit did, then we'll get somebody else.
I think one more important aspect is that the BJP's tone this time around in Delhi and even in Haryana or even in Maharashtra was not of arrogance. It was not even of confidence. It was of humility. So the Prime Minister's tone from आएगा तो मोदी ही and अब की बार 400 पार to saying कि विकसित भारत की विकसित दिल्ली आपने उनको 25 साल से ज़्यादा मौका दिया, एक बार हमें 5 साल दे दीजिए. See, I think there is a difference in the way the political parties that learn from mistakes are the ones that survive and then they prosper.
Correct.
Has the Congress learned from its mistake? 2013, I remember Rahul Gandhi standing there and saying, we will revisit, we will learn from our mistakes. It was a tough election. 2015, he said the same thing. 2019, he said the same thing. 2020, he said the same thing. 24, he said the same thing.
Now we have all 70 seats are reporting, 46 to the BJP, 23 to the Aam Aadmi Party. All 70 seats are reporting. We've got a couple of new seats that are reporting. Karol Bagh, Dushant Gautam of the BJP is leading. Watch out for him. He'll be an important player in this post equation. You also have from Nangloi Jat. The Aam Aadmi Party candidate was leading from Nangloi Jat. Raghuvinder Shokeen is his name, and in Kondli again, which is in the outskirts on the eastern side, in Kondli the AAP candidate is leading. So all 70 seats are reporting. BJP at 46, Aam Aadmi Party
the
at 23.
worst scenario for the AAP will be if Kejriwal loses and the AAP gets decimated. It's the worst scenario possible. It's probably a mortal blow to the AAP if this trend holds and if this happens.
No, but you said AAP is Kejriwal, Kejriwal is AAP.
Right.
So if Arvind Kejriwal is losing New Delhi, then Aam Aadmi Party is losing Delhi. That's what it is.
Kejriwal is trailing, Mr. Sisodia is trailing, and Atishi is trailing. All three are trailing right now.
No, and I'll tell you, the Aam Aadmi Party big faces who are leading right now are leading purely because of the work individually they have done as MLAs in their constituencies. Saurabh Bharadwaj. Nobody will challenge that.
Let's look at the people who got a new opportunity.
Satyendra Jain has done well. He's done work in Shakur Basti. So I'm just saying, John, locally काम किया जिन लोगों ने, Gopal Rai, Kailash Gehlot also has worked. Maybe AAP now BJP, but he's worked in his constituency and they have local support.
Now, gentlemen, all old Delhi constituencies, Balimaran BJP candidate leading, Chandni Chowk BJP candidate leading, Sadar Bazaar BJP candidate leading.
Historic.
Somnath Bharti is trailing now. Somnath Bharti
is trailing. Mr. Upadhyay, Satish Upadhyay of the BJP is leading in Malviya Nagar.
In Chandni Chowk, we discussed this during the exit polls day also. In Chandni Chowk, the RSS, which used to work with, and it's their old gad, they really worked door-to-door campaigning, and they worked quietly out there saying, getting their voters to come back and believe in the BJP and in the ideology and getting them to come to cast their vote. That's another thing, पहले होता था कि वो दुकानदार of Chandni Chowk used to shut shop and go and vote for the BJP because there was so much at stake. This time they told them that, come and vote. So if they have done this, and Balimara, remember that song? Unse Milna Purani Delhi mein.
What about this whole,
so it's really like that. It's that Chandni Chowk area. And coming back to what Rahul was saying about
Dari Mein Talak.
Dari Mein Talak, Teri Meri Kahani Delhi mein.
Guys, I'm saying, on some channels they sing,
Yeah. we let Manoj Tiwari come and sing again on the channel.
On some channels the anchors also dance.
Yeah,
they stand
I don't know how they're doing that
in our channel we can sing and we can dance, but right now we've got a job to do, so we're doing our jobs.
One point which Rahul was making, which is if it's what happens to the Aam Aadmi Party if both implode, which is Kejriwal as well as Aam Aadmi Party. If that happens, then take the signal which Omar has just tweeted, that he is the first of the bloc from the India alliance to say that lado. You know, if that is what is going to happen, I'll stick my neck out to say that there will be some kind of a third front which will come out, minus the BJP, minus the Congress. KCR tried it in 2024, did not happen, and it was a disastrous start. But I see that happening.
On the contrary, I think if AAP loses and Kejriwal loses, Rahul Gandhi will be happy.
Yeah.
It reinforces his position in the India alliance.
Yeah, so I want to ask a question then. Zach, I want to ask a question.
And if the Congress shows the growth in vote, it doesn't matter whether they get 0 MLAs. Rahul Gandhi will be happy.
So tell me, will Rahul Gandhi then accept this verdict?
Of course he will. Why will he not?
Well, because
he'll be happy.
The EVM, the EC, what's he going to say?
But if the Congress posts a 2 to 3% up in vote share, despite getting any seats, then they will take the verdict, and if Arvind Kejriwal loses, they will only be happy.
I just want to make a small conventional wisdom point, which Zach, please bear me out on this. We all began by saying, what is the low turnout going to mean? The low turnout is going in BJP's favor.
We're also putting the vote share numbers as of now. See, BJP is at 52%, AAP is at 40%, 12% gap between the BJP and the AAP.
It's a reversal.
Yeah, it's a reverse. It's a reverse. Griha, live result up. Yes, Griha.
I am going to tell you, Anand, about really close calls that we are getting. Do you know the number of votes that Arvind Kejriwal is trailing by? Just 48. That is the number. That's how thin the margin is. Atishi, we are learning, is trailing by 1159 votes so far. The counting is still on first round. But Rohini, we've got an update. The BJP chief of Delhi, Mr. Vijendra Gupta, in fact, is trailing by just 48 votes. That is how thin the margin is. Right. And as far as the other rounds are concerned, Anand, we are also getting to know that as far as Kirari, 23 rounds are supposed to be counted. There have been just 2 that have happened so far. BJP has the lead by just 290 votes. That's how slim the margin is. And also, this is what has happened in Rajendra Nagar. Just a short while back, after the 2 rounds, we were learning that Aam Aadmi Party has an edge by just 676 votes. And in just 5 minutes, that edge has increased to more than 7,800 votes. So that is how it is, in fact, oscillating, and in fact, it's becoming.
What's the status with Manish Sisodia?
Manish Sisodia, we do not have an update yet because the first round is
still
on.
You know, there's been a flip in Mustafabad. Abhijit Majumdar, Mustafabad, now Mohan Singh Bisht of the BJP is leading in Mustafabad. It was the AAP candidate who was leading there before.
Which means Tahir Hussain must have cut into the votes of the Congress.
Possibly. So Mr. Bisht is leading of
that
the BJP.
That is Oasis party.
Yes.
So if they have cut into the votes, we have to see how much they have cut into the votes. If the Congress has gained vote share, how much they have gained vote share. These are all important stories.
What it does tell you.
But the national picture.
It's a close, down to the wire kind of contest. This was not expected. This was not expected. The AAP was saying that, look, these exit polls have got it completely wrong. Now, yes, the exit polls might have overemphasized the seats on the basis of vote share, but this is not a canter. Everyone's going to sweat in the AAP. They're going to sweat. They're going to have a huge suspense building in the AAP till about 12 o'clock. Because
there is a loss of faith in the AAP that is evident right now, even though there is just the first or second round.
And we don't also know.
If this trend holds, then that means a huge loss of faith in this entire Kejri model of
There
government.
is definitely
overall vote share is very high for BJP.
Yeah.
Maybe there are a few close seats, but those are very...
But it tells you there is a mood swing away. I mean, even if you were looking at this, no exit poll has been able to poll so many voters.
Correct.
Even first round of Delhi, no exit poll comes close to even polling that much sentiment.
Yeah,
that sentiment, I don't know. I'm sensing that there is trouble for the AAP. How much trouble they are in?
If Mr. Kejriwal, Mr. Sisodia and Atishi, all 3 big faces of the AAP are trailing, then I think it's clearly, the voters of Delhi seem to have made
Obviously,
up their
we'll
mind.
also have to look at pockets, because Delhi things change very quickly in pockets. So it could be that in New Delhi, some of the more urban areas have been sort of polled right now. Some of the less privileged areas are yet to sort of, I don't know, we'll have to see.
What's your thinking?
What's Delhi is a very small
thinking is that AAP will definitely
roughly voters.
Not
He said
that's fine. He might be on to something.
Could change very fast in New Delhi because it is a very small constituency.
Small, but it also
is a round vote also.
it also has pockets of destitution.
Rahul's vote, Nalin's vote,
48 votes.
Abhijit's vote, Smita's vote, everybody.
I'm in South Delhi.
Rahul is in South Delhi. He's a little more, on the posher side of it.
No, but he lives in UTMs. He's the Khan Market gang.
Khan Market gang with the RSS initials. The real insider, outsider. No, fundamentally, look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a long day. I think it's going to be at least 11:30 till you have 5 or 6 rounds in. Let's not jump the gun. I know a lot of channels will be...
We are not in any hurry to call this election or anything. I was just saying that by 9:45, 10, you'll have all the netas coming out. And each neta, even beyond what they say, it's about how they walk, what their how-bow is, what their body language is.
What are they
we will know which way the drift is moving, which way the
If this trend holds of vote share, then I think the margin of victory will be much higher for BJP. I think this seat share will
increase. Because it's 52%. I mean, that's...
I mean, if the vote share holds at 51, I mean, this is going to be a landslide. It's going to be a mirror of the perhaps last election in reverse.
You know, maybe that not resigning in jail was not a good idea. Now, it's retrospectively, I mean, I think the whole thing, because it was basically to keep his power, but saying ki chala lenge yahin se, that's never happened. Even like Jayalalitha and all.
Also, when he came back, he said this election is a referendum on me, and if he loses,
but he tried that
44-25.
The latest numbers of the vote share, I think there is a change now. Can we just see that? I don't know if it is 49-44, 49-42. So it's 49 and 42. So the vote share numbers are also shifting. So now it's 7%.
Can I tell you something interesting? Apart from Delhi, there's another election happening which is in Milkipur. And BJP is leading there at the moment.
That's expected.
That's a prestige battle.
Record numbers. It's a grudge match.
And it's a record turnout as far as voting is concerned.
Since you were asking about the women voter, Rahul, so out of the 41 seats where women voted in higher numbers, BJP is leading in 24, AAP is leading in 16. So the women voter, the BJP seems to have clawed it out of the AAP's grasp.
Early days, of course, early days. I'm not going to right now hold my breath because this is going to be it's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be one of those tough days where every vote will count. 48 is the margin.
You're saying that to make it interesting, or you're saying that because you cannot believe that Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party can be seen at 25 after at 62.
I still believe that. Look, some of the women voters that I spoke with, who came from the more disadvantaged classes, kept saying that they're going to be voting for the AAP. So I don't know. I'm still hedging my bets.
So that there is a huge chunk of voters who may still swing with the Aam Aadmi Party, and that may realize that may come to manifest on the screen. It's possible. Nearly 19 seats ahead right now, the BJP in terms of. So
let me ask you.
So the AAP has to play some catch up to get to up to 36.
Anand, let me ask you this. You've been asking all the questions. Let me ask you a question.
Jay.
If the AAP gets 42% of the vote, the BJP gets about 47% of the vote, if these things now hold and they get a majority, would the AAP say that we were out and we are a down and out party, or will they say, no, actually we got 42%, that means 42% of the people who press the button in Delhi still have faith in us, we are now the opposition party.
Here I am going to quote Rashid Kidwai, who says that vote share is the bahana of the loser.
Argument.
So it's the loser's argument. That's what Rashid Kidwai had come and said when we were speaking last, and he was with us. So he said ki vote share is the bahana of the loser. So I am going to stick to that, because for the Aam Aadmi Party, if you are losing vote share, if your top 3 leaders are trailing, and if you are not able to hold on to Delhi, then this was the fulcrum. This was the base from which you expanded into Punjab.
I think it's
you went to Haryana, went to Himachal. You tried to become a national party using Delhi as your plank, and this was the Kejri model of governance, the fulcrum and the base for it. This is the fountainhead. If you've lost here, that means your political relevance nationally will get impacted and will get hurt. Griha, yes, Griha.
2,300, more than 2,300.
Yes,
Atishi. Okay, we have an update on Atishi. The margin has really closed in. She's just trailing by 193. We have an update on Sisodia. Second round of counting in Jangpura is leading by over 2,300 votes. So there is a lead of Manish Sisodia that he has managed so far. And we're also getting an important update, Anand, from Rohini, where Aam Aadmi Party's Pradeep Mittal is leading, but that margin of Vijayendra Gupta and Pradeep just 48. So Atishi's also managed to in fact close in on that, and Sisodia has got the lead.
Yes, but the fact is Arvind Kejriwal at this point continues to trail, and this is very close. This is neck and neck. Three top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party should be racing away with the mandate from the time the boxes open, be it postal or EVM ballots. But it's becoming tight for them, and that's reflective of the fortunes of the AAP. Although the AAP now is playing catch up on the leaderboard. Now have a look at this.
42-27.
They have now come to 27 seats. The BJP's lead, which was nearly about 46 some time back, has come down to 42. So the gap is closing in, and the Aam Aadmi Party is inching closer to that halfway mark. They need to get 9 more seats to get to 36, whereas the BJP needs to hold on to
which are the seats that they are flipping? Sultanpur, Majra, like I said about half an hour ago, BJP was leading. There the AAP candidate is leading. You have Mangolpuri, where again BJP was leading about half an hour ago. Now the AAP candidate is leading. In Mr. Vijayendra Gupta's seat, even though that lead is very, very narrow, 48 votes, as Griha was pointing out, Vijayendra Gupta is trailing right now in Rohini, and in Nangloi Jat, again the AAP candidate there is leading. Also in Tilak Nagar, the AAP candidate there is leading, and in the neighbouring constituency of Vikaspuri again, the Aam Aadmi Party candidate is leading. So it's closing in again, Rahul Shivshankar. It's 41 to BJP and 28 to Aam Aadmi Party.
We have Ramesh Biduri who's spoken. Let's just listen in.
दिल्ली की आपदा से लोग परेशान हुए, और आपदा से परेशान होने के कारण दिल्ली में जो लोगों ने नर्क झेला 10 साल, तो मुझे लगता है कि दिल्ली के सम्मानित नागरिक पूर्ण बहुमत भारतीय जनता पार्टी को देंगे, और जो देश में विकास हुआ है उस विकास को देखते हुए दिल्ली में भी विकास होना चाहिए। इस मानसिकता को लेकर लोग त्रस्त हैं। पानी एक बूंद बढ़ाया नहीं गया, वो 950 MGD पानी 1300 MGD चाहिए दिल्ली में। तो दिल्ली के लोगों ने इस बारी बदलाव का मूड रखा है, और जो राष्ट्र के अंदर मोदी साहब ने विकास किया पूरे देश में, दिल्ली भी उसी दिशा में चले कि दिल्ली का विकास हो। इसलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी दिल्ली में, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी। कुछ शीला जी के द्वारा सीटों का जो डिलिमिटेशन किसी जमाने में कांग्रेस के द्वारा किया गया, जिससे खुद ही अपनी वो हिट विकेट शीला दीक्षित जी हुई थी, इस प्रकार की कॉन्स्पिरेसी करके कि वोटों को सीटों को इस तरह से बनाया गया। एक वर्ग है जो वर्ग भारतीय जनता पार्टी को वोट कास्ट करने में परहेज करता है, उनको धीरे धीरे जोड़ जाड़ के ऐसा करने का प्रयास शीला जी ने किया था। उस डेमोग्राफी के कारण केजरीवाल 2 बार चुनाव इसलिए जीत गए कि मुफ्त की रेवड़ी बांटनी और झूठे वायदे करने। अब 10 साल में केजरीवाल जी एक्सपोज हो गए कि वो केवल झूठे वायदे करते हैं, कर कुछ सकते नहीं है।
पीछे चल रही है सर, आप आगे लीड कर रहे हैं किस तरीके से?
देखो, ये कालका जी की जनता का डेवलपमेंट को लेकर अगर उनको चाहिए डेवलपमेंट होगा तो स्वाभाविक है आतिशी की वो विदाई करेंगे। वो मैं कोई किसी को लीड देने वाला नहीं हूँ, ये कोई रेसलिंग नहीं है, ये कोई कंपटीशन टेस्ट दे के हम आगे नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं, ये जनता के आशीर्वाद का है। कालका जी की जनता आशीर्वाद अगर देगी तो स्वाभाविक है आतिशी को लौटना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आतिशी ने पिछले 5 साल में क्षेत्र में केजरीवाल जी ने दिल्ली में कुछ कराया नहीं है। और अगर इन परिस्थितियों में भी केजरीवाल को लोग अगर वोट देते हैं तो वो वर्ग जो देश में विकास, देश की तरक्की चाहता है, तो वो लोग वास्तव में इस बात को लेकर व्यथित होगा। लेकिन मेरा 100% मानना है कि इस बारी आपदा जा रही है और भाजपा आ रही है दिल्ली के विकास को लेकर।
बीजेपी के मुख्यमंत्री का चेहरा आप होंगे?
ये बेकार की बातें करने का लाभ नहीं है। हम सेवा के काम करने के लिए राजनीति में हैं। ना तो केजरीवाल हमारे बारे में तय करेगा, ना कोई और तय करेगा। हमारा पार्टी नेतृत्व है, और हम किस व्यक्ति का कहाँ उपयोग होता है उस हिसाब से राष्ट्र के निर्माण में कौन कहाँ बढ़िया काम कर सकता है। हम जैसे पहले 3 बार विधायक रहे थे, तब कौन से तब विकास सेवा की।
Election Commission also, the BJP has crossed the halfway mark at about 36 leads, but there is a realignment that is happening. The BJP's lead has slid to 40, Aam Aadmi Party catching up and nearing the 30 number at 29. Arvind Kejriwal, for the first time since counting has begun, has now moved into the lead. Zaka Jacob.
Jangpura also, Mr. Sisodia is leading in Jangpura and Mr. Kejriwal is leading in New Delhi. I think in a matter of about half an hour, you will see Atishi also catch up on the lead. Which is perhaps why Mr. Biduri came quickly and gave his bite. But I think slowly you're seeing that catch up happening.
So it's 30 and 39 now, both of them in 30s in terms of leads also.
So for the first time since counting began, Mr. Kejriwal and Mr. Sisodia are both leading right now.
So Ravi Srivastava finally
finding a voice,
smiling a bit, finding his voice, because the AAP is now getting into the competition.
But if the Axis poll or the other polls are to hold, the exit polls, then this is where things will start breaking away. That the AAP will get restricted to about 28, 29 and the BJP will start streaking ahead. Now we'll have to watch that, because if that doesn't happen, that means the exit polls were slightly off the mark. This is going to be a really tight contest and it's going to go down to the wire. Until 12 o'clock we may not even still have a result which is worthy of being called.
I think this election, either the Aam Aadmi Party will face an existential crisis or the exit poll industry. Because they can't keep getting it wrong again and again.
What a disaster for the exit polls. So one of the other entities will have existential crisis, either the AAP or the exit poll industry. Yes, Kriha. Arvind Kejriwal leading now. Yes.
Trailing Jaka. So even as Arvind Kejriwal has managed that lead, Saurabh Bhardwaj, one of the key candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party, is now trailing by just 250, in fact by 459 votes, I'm told. Atishi's margin has also now increased back to over 1,000 votes, in fact 1,100, that Mr. Biduri is in fact leading as far as Kalkaji is concerned.
Is now trailing.
And 254, that's the lead for Arvind Kejriwal from New Delhi.
Only Saurabh Bhardwaj, everyone was saying, has done the best.
He's trailing. I think this is really close. It's going to go down to the wire till.
Now see, again flip-flop happened. AAP slips to 28, BJP
You
leads to
cannot
42.
have a one-sided
with each
horse
round
race.
of counting and each constituency, I think the leads will be very, very tight.
I mean, if you're talking about a 42% vote share, even at the worst, all exit polls said the BJP, the AAP will get 42%. That means they're going to be in the running for a long time.
Well, Ramesh Biduri, who's just once again got into the lead against Atishi, is with us, and Alka Lamba is with us here. Ananya, yes.
कि आम आदमी पार्टी एक्सपोज 100% हो गई। दिल्ली के लोगों ने उनको एक चांस दिया था, उन्होंने झूठ बोला, पहले 5 साल में कुछ नहीं किया, मुझे मोदी जी काम नहीं करने दे रहे। अब उन्होंने माना है कि मैं सड़कें नहीं बना पाया, जबना साफ नहीं कर पाया, खुद मान लिया। अब नहीं कहा उन्होंने मुझे मोदी जी काम नहीं करने दे रहे, क्योंकि अगर वो ये कहते तो फिर दिल्ली की जनता कहती कि मोदी जी तो 5 साल और प्रधानमंत्री रहने वाले हैं, तो हम क्यों तुझे वोट दें, क्यों विकास कराएं। तो कुछ लोगों ने, जो केजरीवाल ने रेवड़ियां बांटी अपने निजी लोगों को, और कुछ गरीब लोगों को उन्होंने अपने निजी लोगों को, और कुछ गरीब लोगों को उन्होंने जो रेवड़ी बांटकर लालच देने का काम किया था, उसमें काफी हद तक लोगों ने उनको नकार दिया है।
बार बार ये कहा जा रहा है कि जो इलेक्शन कमीशन है उसका इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, पुलिस का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, वोट को इधर उधर करने के लिए। किस तरीके से आप
ये शुरू से ट्रेंड चला रहा है, अपनी कभी कोई देखता नहीं है। चोर अदालत में खड़ा होकर कभी थोड़ी कहता मैंने चोरी की है, पुलिस ने मुझे नाजायज बंद कर दी है। तो एजेंसियां, संस्थाएं कभी किसी को चुनाव बनाती होती तो इमरजेंसी के दौरान भी इंदिरा जी ने इमरजेंसी लगाई थी, 77 में चुनाव हुए थे और इंदिरा जी को लोगों ने हटा दिया था जी। तो संस्थाएं, एजेंसियां अपना काम करती हैं, इसी काम के लिए बनाए, लोकतंत्र को स्थापित रखने के लिए। उन पर झूठे दोषारोपण नहीं करने चाहिए।
रमेश बिदूरी, so this was Mr. Ramesh Biduri who was speaking to us. You heard him saying that the Aam Aadmi Party has lost its mandate. The people of Delhi are not choosing the Aam Aadmi Party, and all the allegations that have been leveled by, in fact, the Aam Aadmi Party, as far as the election commission is concerned, all of them are completely baseless. Because
we'll have to see whether or not he holds on to that lead that he has, Ananya, right now. Whether or not he has that lead, which is a slender one, about 1,100 votes, as we got the report from the live result hub, vis-a-vis Atishi and Alka Lamba. So 42 leads for the BJP, 28 for the Aam Aadmi Party. The Congress lead has also gone away.
Yeah,
so the Congress is 0 now.
Yeah,
so the Badli seat has now flipped.
BJP is leading.
So the BJP has now taken the Badli seat away from the Congress party. So the Congress is at 0. I'm going to check if Nikul Patel is still with us. But what does this then define national politics? How is it defined? So it's a live studio. It's about 9:45 in the morning. All of you watching this broadcast, our viewers must be just having your breakfast and then that half cup of chai or coffee, as your habit is. There is food doing the rounds even on our tables here quietly with all our guests sneaking in.
Except for the two of us.
Except for the two of us who are standing here and getting you this coverage.
Sing for your supper.
No, I'll tell you what. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, viewers, if you help us out, here's the promise that we are making. If you help us out, if you are with us right through this result day live coverage, and if we are the number one on YouTube, if we are the number one on television, if we are the number one across the platforms, because you are sticking with us as we get you the real numbers, you will see song and dance here. That's what we can promise.
So we are leading on YouTube with 3,13,000 concurrent viewers right now.
Yeah, it's got to happen till the result happens. It's got to happen till the result consolidates. So you have to stay with us and you will see song and dance here. That's a promise we can make. Not because the political party has won or a pollster has got something right. It's because you are with us here on News 18. Yeah.
Okay, but very quickly, look, let's just get back to the grind here, so to speak. The standing vigil that you guys are keeping. Look at look at that map and look at the vote share. Now the vote share is the interesting game here. That means the BJP has got some momentum behind it. That means even in this initial stage, where leads are going up and back and forth, etc., etc. This is not a walkover for the AAP by any stretch of the imagination. The BJP is very tightly in the lead in vote share terms. And
but there's a 5% gap only, so the AAP has narrowed the gap.
Remember, most polls gave it 42-48 in any case. So if the exit poll, at least one of them,
to 47.6 versus 42.9.
That's right.
Which is exactly in line with what the average of the polls was.
Average exit pollsters. So the exit pollsters have done some serious homework this time.
Look at the ground the BJP has, traversed. So it's 11% in the positive. That's not small. That's a huge swing. At least.
And the AAP has also slid down the same 11%. Exactly. So that entire swing voter.
This tells you there is a mood here which is not in the favor of the AAP. Now, how much we don't know. Whether it will result in a lot of conversions of seats.
This is important because AAP was for the last 10 years seen Delhi was seen as an impregnable castle for AAP.
Yes.
And certainly AAP went into this election 4 or 5 months back thinking that. Kejriwal, even the Lok Sabha, betted his entire credibility on the line, which people didn't listen to. So this is a tectonic shift, I think, in Delhi politics. Whatever the final number is, something is shifted in Delhi's politics.
And the AAP had a huge advantage. They decided all their seats first. They did all the campaigning much before.
And by that I mean, sorry, what I mean is that for 25 years, Delhi has not trusted the BJP for a state election. And that seems to be changing.
I just wanted to bring in these two women from the Aam Aadmi Party. Very Draupadi kind of fight that they've led. One is Alka Lamba and the other one is Swati Maliwal. Swati Maliwal, of course, has been going, door-to-door campaigning against Kejriwal, made it a very intense personal battle against Kejriwal.
A lot of
and the second, if I make complete, the second one is Alka Lamba, who went to the Congress, and from Kalkaji Assembly, she seems to have conceded because she says no matter what the result, we'll keep fighting, etc., etc. But she says that if Arvind Kejriwal is trailing or losing, she says it for certain Manish Sisodia and Atishi will also lose.
Wow.
These two women, that's one point that Alka Lamba said.
Why is she a factor?
She is a bigger factor than people discuss. People talk about all kinds of things on development model and all. But that women voter that you keep saying that AAP has, they still have a lot of that. But there has been erosion because, and we don't want to put any conjectures. There are all kinds of rumors going around. But Delhi is very good with rumors.
So everybody knows the rumor.
And those kind of rumors are, and that whole violence in his office, things like that dented the whole.
The women voter constituency is 41. BJP is leading in 26 and AAP only in 15. But BJP last time around won only one of those seats. So 25 out of 26 are seats that the AAP held.
So it's a real. Mr. Kejriwal's statement, he said if the women vote sticks with us, we're through. If it doesn't, now, if there's even a breach in this women vote, this was a real consolidated vote behind the AAP. If that is shifting, even by 50%, there's trouble.
ये RSS की पहली नजर women voters पे है. From the word go, he's been saying.
Because they are decisive. I know. It's a very strange. It's a very strangely articulated. देखिए,
he's been talking
because
about
they are the most sensible,
so
the most steadfast voters. Okay, nothing much more
totally
than that.
flattered with your dependence on women voters to make such a difference in the Delhi election.
I want to make a point. Women voters in this election, this is the first election in Delhi State Assembly where more women have voted than men.
Manikam Tagore has just...
There you go.
Congress is...
Not in
absolute numbers. Not in absolute numbers.
Percentage.
Not even in percentage terms. But anyway,
Percentage
go on.
yes, I think.
No, only in some.
In some constituencies, not overall.
So,
okay, now Manikam Tagore of the Congress has just tweeted, December 1st, 2024, the question asked to Arvind Kejriwal in a press conference, will there be a Gadbandhan in Delhi? And he said, Delhi mein koi Gadbandhan nahi hoga. And he said, hashtag Delhi results. So that's what Manikam Tagore
So Manikam Tagore represents, you know who? The High Command.
High Command. So the Congress saying, it was
state
Arvind
union has
Kejriwal who walked out of the Gadbandhan. Arvind Kejriwal who walked out of the Gadbandhan, dekho natija kya ho gaya.
Yeah, so is this guy actually not speaking to the AAP? Is he speaking to the Sandeep Dikshits of his party who did not want an alliance with the AAP? That's also a question that can be thrown up here.
Correct. So within the Congress also there are two groups. One group that wanted to continue with the India alliance and they continue to work with AAP. One group now that is blaming AAP.
There's not even a single constituency.
So, you know,
okay.
Anand, in this what happens is that there are some who are saying कि हम long term देख रहे थे. What is the long term repercussions? अब long term got over in 2024. Elections are over, so now you have to look short term, which is why in Haryana, when the Aam Aadmi Party totally announced that all 90 we are going to be fighting on our own, that was a sure shot signal that when in Haryana they don't even exist, you know, and to say that we will take on, they are not willing to even talk to the Congress party in Haryana. That was a sure shot signal that in Delhi they are not going to talk to you. So ye lagbag mana ho gaya, which Arvind Kejriwal had said about the Congress. This time it was the other way round. It was lagbag mana kari diya maine. From Aam Aadmi Party.
And the point that I want to make about women, coming back to this conversation, importantly, look, in a low turnout, where men have not come out in adequate numbers to be counted, women have actually done better than men in proportion by coming out to be counted. Not in absolute numbers, in proportion. So, fundamentally, the women had more skin in this game, the men were slightly more, well, I mean, you know, what difference does it make, AAP or BJP, hamara kya hai? The point is, the woman voter is going to be the swing voter of this election, and that's why Mr. Kejriwal, being a canny politician, made that desperate appeal at the last moment.
The 10%.
Yes, अगर आप आओगी हमारे लिए तो फिर हम बच जाएंगे, नहीं आओगी तो फिर हमारा प्रॉब्लम.
तो उसमें भी टेढ़ा बोला ना that the EVMs are going to be working against the Aam Aadmi Party, but that EVM का negative will turn positive if the women voter votes for us. So there was like multiple
different EVM.
And this is anecdotal, Rahul, but you know, I was speaking to somebody who lives in Old Delhi. It's a traditional affluent family, and she was telling me that the low middle class households, etc., that she was speaking to, and this is entirely anecdotal, but they were saying that we would this time दीदी हम लोग तो बीजेपी को वोट करेंगे.
मेरा सो उल्टा चल रहा है.
क्योंकि 25
the anecdotal evidence that I got was completely different.
25 तो दे रहा है और बीजेपी तो देता भी है. So BJP has a track record of direct benefit transfer.
Maybe that Punjab non-delivery has cost. I mean, you can't be lying on one side of the border and then expecting people to believe you.
These days news travels, and even the Maharashtra scheme, like it's not like people in Delhi have not heard. Like they're like, okay, that's worked there. So
consistency is what is the lack of consistency, perhaps in the AAP between the Karni and the Kathni.
One has to give it to the BJP. The way it has come back from 4th June 2024, when it did, significantly worse than what it had expected.
Can we go back to that magic wand and go into some of the clusters, Zach, and get a sense of really, I mean,
lower income groups, again, it's sort of neck and neck, but the BJP has done better than the AAP. 19 out of 32 seats, which are lower income groups. 19 of those seats the BJP is leading in, 13 only for the AAP. But it's a 16 loss. So 16 more seats the AAP had. They had 29. of the lower income seats out of 32 last time around. It's a significant erosion of the lower income seats as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. The middle class, we keep talking about the middle class, almost anywhere between a third and a fourth of Delhi is middle class. Out of 28 out of 70 seats, again the BJP, 18 out of those 28 the BJP is leading in, the AAP only in 10. A large part of that comes from West Delhi, and I keep going back to West Delhi, whether it's Harinagar, whether it is Rajouri Garden, whether it is Moti Nagar, whether it is Patel Nagar, all of these seats, it is the BJP candidate who is leading.
And these are high density clusters.
And these are high population clusters.
Saurabh still trailing in
Yes, Saurabh Bharadwaj is trailing in Greater Kailash, and so is Mr. Bharti in Malviya Nagar.
You know, Saurabh Bharadwaj trailing, this just goes to show that the Congress has impacted on the Aam Aadmi Party because the BJP candidate was not expected to win. Shikha Roy, she was not expected to win at all. But the Aam Aadmi Party has got hit because him trailing makes absolute no sense. So here the Congress has eaten up into the Aam Aadmi
Even
Party
in the
votes,
neighbouring
and that's
constituency
where.
of Kasturba Nagar, where Abhishek Dutt of the Congress is fighting, it's the BJP candidate who's leading there
So
in Kasturba Nagar.
here what happens is Abhishek Dutt was the favourite to win out here. So again the vote has got splintered between the Congress and the AAP, and BJP
Can we have a comparison of the two maps?
Yeah.
The last
So
assembly and this one?
This is 2025 map.
Yeah.
Let's go and check the 2020 Vidhan Sabha map. Here you go. This is the 2020 Vidhan Sabha.
Wow. I mean, this is a complete chameleon-like color change.
Yeah. So
I mean,
because it mirrors the Lok Sabha map. That's one point.
I wish we could put all the three maps together. The Lok Sabha map, the Vidhan Sabha 2020 map, and of course the 25 map. That would give us a fair indication of which way this election is going.
This is the 2025 Vidhan Sabha. Let's look at the Lok Sabha 2024, whether it mirrors Lok Sabha 2024. More or less.
More or less. And it's those pockets where the Congress and the AAP together made impact. That's again where in 2025 the AAP continues to hold a bit of sway.
The Congress clearly has lost its vote to the BJP and
it's moved to the, see the Congress is that no player here, but it's a third, it's a third player. Ramesh Biduri ji is with us. Ramesh Biduri ji, namaste. कालका जी में आपको क्या लग रहा है? अभी तक तो दिख रहा है कि आप आगे हैं, बढ़त आपको भी है और भाजपा को भी है दिल्ली में.
नहीं, देखो केजरीवाल ने जो 10 साल में झूठ परोसा, केजरीवाल ने जो बेईमानी की सारी हदें पार की, शराब घोटाला करना, 52 करोड़ का शीश महल बना लेना अपने लिए, दिल्ली के झुग्गी झोपड़ी के लोग वही नार के जीवन जीते रहे, पीने का दिल्ली वासियों को पानी नहीं, और आपने कहा मैं सिक्योरिटी लूंगा, 2-2 राज्य की सिक्योरिटी, आपने कहा कार में लूंगा, 2.5-3 करोड़ की कारें आपने खरीद ली 10 साल में सरकारी. तो इसीलिए केजरीवाल जी एक्सपोज हुए. यमुना को मैं साफ नहीं कर पाऊंगा, 5-6 में वोट मांगने नहीं आऊंगा, और बेहयाई के कारण फिर वोट मांगने आ गई, तो इतना तो दिल्ली की जनता समझेगी. एक वर्ग है वो नहीं समझने वाला है, उनको केवल बीजेपी से एलर्जी है, तो वो वर्ग नहीं समझेगा, लेकिन बाकी दिल्ली की जनता तो समझेगी ना जी.
पर रमेश बिदुरी जी, इस बार तो बीजेपी ने भी रेवड़ियां बांटी हैं. उन्होंने भी कहा है कि जो आपको मिल रहा था वो तो मिलेगा ही, उससे ज्यादा देंगे. तो फिर फर्क क्या हो गया दोनों में? फिर
कौन जानता है यार.
आई एम सॉरी पढ़े लिखे होने के बाद अंतर करना सीखिए. ये चैनल जो करते हैं, बीजेपी ने कभी रेवड़ी नहीं बांटी. बीजेपी ने गरीब आदमी के एम्पावरमेंट के लिए, उसकी आवश्यकता की पूर्ति के लिए गरीबों को दिया है. अगर अन्न दिया जा रहा है 6,000 लोगों को, 6,000 रुपए लोगों को, तो छोटे किसानों को, गरीबों को दिया जा रहा है, सबको नहीं दिया जा रहा. गैस का कनेक्शन क्या गरीब परिवार की बेटी को नहीं मिलना चाहिए? 70 साल में मुहैया नहीं हो पाया, वो मजदूरी करता है, तो 11 करोड़ गैस के कनेक्शन दिए. झुग्गी झोपड़ी में रहने वाली जो माता बहनें हैं, जो गरीब परिवार की बहनें हैं, उनको अगर मध्य प्रदेश में पहले से बीजेपी देती आ रही है महिला सम्मान के रूप में, वो देने की बात करिए. तुम ही अपने जेब खर्चा, अगर पापा जब तुम्हें स्कूल भेजते रहे होंगे या अपने बेटे को भेजोगे, और उसकी पॉकेट मनी आप 500 रुपए दे दो 10वीं क्लास में, और 11वीं में पॉकेट मनी 400 कर दो, तो बेटा क्या कहेगा आपके बारे में? एक बार इस देश में किसी को कोई चीज मिल जाती है तो लोकतंत्र में लोग कहते हैं मेरा हक छीनने का काम हो रहा है. तो मोदी जी किसी का हक नहीं छीनते. किसी सरकार ने ऐसी गलती की है और किसी को अननेसेसरी उसको देने का काम किया है, तो मोदी जी उसका हक क्यों छीने? तो मोदी जी ने कहा है जिसको हक पुरानी सरकारों ने दिया उसका हक अब मिलता रहेगा. उसके लिए डेवलपमेंट इफेक्ट पड़ेगा, लेकिन केंद्र से मदद करके डेवलपमेंट को दिल्ली में किया जाएगा. तो इसीलिए मोदी साहब ने कोई रेवड़ी नहीं बांटी है, कोई नई ऐसी योजना लागू नहीं की जो पहले से बीजेपी 10 साल से देश में दे रही है, वही दिल्ली में घोषणा की गई है।
पर एक बात बताइए रमेश बिथूरी जी, अगर आम आदमी पार्टी कहती है महिलाओं को 2100 देंगे, बीजेपी ने कहा है कि हम 2500 देंगे, तो कहीं ना कहीं आज राजनीति कहीं उस लेवल पर नहीं आ गई कि आपको जो कहा गया वो देना तो पड़ेगा, उसके ऊपर से आपको गवर्नेंस करके दिखाना पड़ेगा? चैलेंज तो बढ़ गए आपके।
बिल्कुल, हम कोई चैलेंज नहीं है। हम मध्य प्रदेश में दे रहे हैं 1000 रुपए, हम छत्तीसगढ़ में दे रहे हैं, हम महाराष्ट्र में दे रहे हैं, हम हरियाणा में दे रहे हैं। कोई इफेक्ट हुआ क्या? कोई डेवलपमेंट पे फर्क पड़ा क्या? मोदी जी किसान सम्मान निधि के 11 करोड़ लोगों को 6000 दे रहे हैं, कोई डेवलपमेंट पे फर्क पड़ा क्या? वो बजट की रेशो देखी जाती है, बजट के अनुसार कितना पैसा लोगों के वेलफेयर के लिए लगाना है, कितना पैसा डेवलपमेंट में लगाना है। लेकिन आप एक मुश्त, जब बांग्लादेश से आ जाओ, चाहे कोई वर्ग हो, किसी को आवश्यकता है नहीं है, लो मुझे वोट दे दो, लालच लोगों में देकर और सबको बांट रहे हो, इसको रेवड़ी कहते हैं।
देखिए, आप
मीडिया को समझना पड़ेगा। सॉरी,
नहीं, मैं समझ गया आपकी बात, पर ये कंपल्शन भी तो हो गया। मैं इस बात से कह रहा हूं कि एक राजनेता होकर के आपकी भूमिका काफी इंपॉर्टेंट भी हो सकती है आगे जाकर, जैसा भी पार्टी तय करेगी। लेकिन मैं ये चाहता हूं कि क्या ये दिल्ली की पॉलिटिक्स हो गई है कि जब तक आप कुछ किसी को फ्री में नहीं देते हो तब तक वो आपको वोट नहीं देंगे, और उसके बाद आपको जो भी काम करना है उनके लिए वो भी करना पड़ेगा, विकास का काम।
देखो, ये ट्रेंड साउथ से चल रहा है। बंगाल में देखिए आप, बंगाल में क्या चल रहा है, तेलंगाना में देखिए आप, तमिलनाडु में देखिए आप, है ना? ये सब जगह ट्रेंड चलाने का प्रयास किया, ये भाजपा ने नहीं किया। देश इसीलिए कांग्रेस के टाइम में भी यही चला, एक वर्ग रईस होता चला गया था। ये ट्रेंड पहले से चला आ रहा है। एकदम आने के बाद अगर हाथ किसी पत्थर के नीचे दब जाए, उसको झटके से खींचोगे तो छिल जाएगा, उसको धीरे धीरे निकाला जाता है। तो इसलिए ट्रेंड चल रहा है, लोगों में विश्वास धीरे धीरे मोदी जी पैदा कर रहे हैं कि गरीब आदमी का अगर विकसित भारत हो जाएगा तो उसको एक टेंशन खत्म हो जाएगी कि एमबीबीएस उसका अगर प्रतिभाशाली बच्चा करना चाहेगा तो उसको फीस नहीं देनी पड़ेगी। आज आयुष्मान भारत कार्ड बनाकर 5 लाख लोगों को हेल्थ फैसिलिटी जो देने का काम मोदी जी कर रहे हैं, तो इसलिए जो बीमार होगा उसी को मिलेगा ना। तो अब आदमी को ये लगेगा कि मेरे परिवार को बीमार हो जाएगा, मुझे गहने नहीं बेचने पड़ेंगे, मुझे असेसरी दो हराम से पैसा लेकर उसको इकट्ठा नहीं करना पड़ेगा, वो सेटिस्फैक्ट हो जाएगा उस व्यक्ति को। तो इस प्रकार की योजनाएं लाकर कि जो नीडी है उसको दिया जाए, इसमें थोड़ा समय लगेगा, लेकिन ये बंद हो जाएगा धीरे धीरे मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में। मोदी जी को बंद।
आपका आकलन क्या है कालका जी को लेकर और दिल्ली को लेकर? अभी तो आंकड़े 41-29 दिखा रहे हैं, 41 इन फेवर ऑफ बीजेपी।
मेरा मामला है भारतीय जनता पार्टी 39 से लेकर 50 सीटों के बीच में आएगी। मैं पहले 46 कहता रहा हूं, आज तक 46 सीटों के बीच में, लेकिन अभी मुझे पता नहीं है क्या कौन सी सीट का क्या ट्रेंड है, लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी और कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी 50 तक भी पहुंच जाएगी।
अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल, आतिशी और मनीष सिसोदिया हारते हैं तो इसका मतलब क्या? अंतिम प्रश्न आपसे।
नहीं, मतलब साफ है ना कि यही लोग बड़े चोर थे, यही 2 जेल गए थे, इन्होंने वायदे किए थे, जो एरिया में एमएलए उनके नाम से जो जीत करा रहा था, तो इसलिए मुखिया ही भ्रष्ट थे। तो इसलिए मुखिया को अगर मार दिया जाए, अगर शतरंज के में प्यादे मारने से कोई लाभ नहीं है, राजा को मारा जाता है तो अपना आप सारे प्यादे मर जाते हैं
जी। रमेश बिधूरी जी, ऑल द वेरी वेरी बेस्ट।
जनता ने राजा को मार दिए, राजाओं को मार रही है। ठीक है,
आपको बात ठीक, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट। नतीजे समाप्त होने के बाद आपसे फिर बात करने की कोशिश करेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। सो 39-31 at this point, Ramesh Biduri saying that the people of Delhi have rejected the false promises of Arvind Kejriwal, and because some of these compulsions promises have been made in the past, so the compulsion for the current governments or the incumbents or even the aspirants to continue with the promises while delivering on governance. So celebrations have begun for the BJP. Yes.
It's touched 31,
and the BJP is slipping below 40.
It's still early. I know that the BJP is celebrating. We saw that in Haryana elections where the Congress was celebrating very quickly. Let's not.
See, I'll tell you one thing. It's post 10 o'clock. I said very clearly, post 10 o'clock you will see reactions. Look at how the Congress is reacting. The Congress has somewhere called the elections for Delhi. They have called the elections saying that the AAP is losing because Manikam Tagore, Alka Lamba, look what they say. Alka Lamba is contesting. No, I'm just saying Alka Lamba is contesting. Alka Lamba is against Ramesh Biduri and Atishi.
So she's saying that he's winning. But my problem with the Congress is this. When it loses, the EVM is to blame. When its competitors, even whether they're in the India bloc, lose, then they deserve it. How is this possible? How is this possible that now they're delighting in the AAP's loss. They're not blaming the EVM. Rahul Gandhi yesterday, and I saw that press conference, there was Supriya Sule on one side, and there was another leader Sanjay Raut on the other. He's sitting in the middle, and he says, I'm speaking for all the opposition. Today, is this party speaking for all the opposition? Is it going to speak up for the AAP and say, no, there is something wrong with the EVM, the EC didn't tell us what the overall turnout was, they only gave it to us late. Now, you can't do this.
No, Sharad Pawar's NCP, Sanjay Raut and Rahul Gandhi, these three parties are not all the opposition. That's what the thought process within the India alliance is, where the Trinamool Congress believes, the RJD believes, the Samajwadi Party believes, and now the Aam Aadmi Party believes that we are a better opposition than you are. So that's what
the war room. Have you seen any of these top rung of the Congress, as Rahul has pointed out? Where are the top rung of the Congress party? Koi bhi nikla hai? Who has come out and gone to the counting centers or have a war room or talk to the press? Nothing.
Don't you see that there is between Haryana, Delhi and Maharashtra, the Congress localized the entire election management and campaigning rather than having too many of its national leaders being involved. And they are trying to say, okay, you believe locally you will fight, and we don't want Rahul Gandhi, you don't want the central leadership to be involved. Try and fight the local elections and show me what you can do. Bhupinder Hooda lost. Nana Patole and Prithviraj Chavan and the rest of the gang, they could not make inroads. And now Sandeep Dixit, and this is what will be told to Sandeep Dixit, Ajay Makan, that you have not been able to deliver. Into the numbers.
A couple of things
40,
I want to point
out.
So SC reserve seats, I think Nalin had mentioned this. So now I think we're seeing a bit of a change there in SC reserve seats. AAP is leading in 8, BJP in 4. So I think AAP is holding on to some of those Dalit voters. Also want to bring into focus the Purvanchal influence. Purvanchali voters, again, was a substantial AAP base. They still have the lead, but it's just a neck and neck thing between AAP and BJP. Much of them on the eastern side of Delhi, it's 13 to AAP and 12 to BJP. So Purvanchali voters and Dalit voters, the AAP seems to be holding on. Let's also quickly check on the Muslim voters, where the Muslim voters are in excess of 30%. Again, in Old Delhi, I see that AAP is... okay, there again, AAP is leading by 2. So out of the 10 seats, AAP 6 and BJP 4, including, of course, in Chandni Chowk and Sadar Bazaar.
But in all these clusters, there's been attrition for the AAP. The AAP is holding on, but just barely. There's been
gains for the BJP. Significant.
How many rounds of counting? Let's quickly check with Griha. Yes, Griha.
While we are at it, because the rounds are really, beginning to trickle in. Right now we are learning, and this is an interesting update. So far, the biggest lead is coming for a BJP candidate from Mustafabad. So that is something, and the lead is of 16,181 votes. Mr. Bish there is leading. 7 rounds have been counted in Vishwasnagar. BJP has a lead of more than 8,000 votes there. Shahadra too, this 5th round, BJP has a lead of 4,200 votes. So that is there. Also, we are going to tell our viewers that Delhi Cant is where the results come in first, because there are just about 8 rounds that need to be counted there. Out of there, the 3rd round of counting is on, and BJP has a very slim lead of just 303 votes right now.
Okay, thanks for that update.
Shakur Basti, he's trailing. Mr. Jain, Satyendra Jain, the former health minister, is trailing.
The gentleman who went to jail, you're saying.
Satyendra Jain who went to jail. See,
all jailbirds are having a problem.
Also, Rakhi Birla, former speaker of Aam Aadmi Party, is also trailing.
Is trailing. See, the 4-5 big figureheads of faces: Arvind Kejriwal, Atishi, Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, Gopal Rai, Rakhi Birla. These are the 6 who are central, along with the likes of Saurabh Bharadwaj, Somnath Bharti. Now, this would be the 5 or 8 people of the Aam Aadmi Party who are the big faces. Saurabh Bharadwaj so far has steered clear of any controversy, and he's been working very well in his constituency. Now, if he loses,
he's leading again.
So he's back in the lead. Saurabh Bharadwaj is in the lead. The rest, Rakhi Birla was speaker, but the other 6 have been part of this entire core Arvind Kejriwal model of governance, and also the inner control. So Arvind, if he lost control, he depended on Manish Sisodia, Gopal Rai.
The only ones in the AAP
and then there is also Sanjay Singh, who's an MP who's not contesting.
Yes, so the only ones in the AAP right now who are safe are the Rajya Sabha lot.
Yeah, we have to see. But 1 minute. What does that imply with the people of Delhi? You know what Smita was just saying. Smita was saying a short while ago.
What is the situation in New Delhi?
Kejriwal is right now leading, but by a few hundred votes.
Few hundred votes. Barely by a few hundred votes in New Delhi. But again, there was this entire, if 2 of the 3 who are in the fray.
Now again, Jangpura, Mr. Sisodia is trailing. Mr. Marwa is leading in Jangpura. Again, I don't know the exact margin, But after leading for about 15-20 minutes, again now Mr. Sisodia is trailing in
BJP's
Jangpura.
Tarvinder Singh Marwa is leading.
But Tarvinder Singh Marwa, so that's what, see, what did you quote Alka Lamba as saying? That Arvind Kejriwal, Sisodia, Atishi, all three will lose.
If Arvind Kejriwal loses, then these two cannot win. That they will also lose. Ojha is also trailing.
Ojha has been trailing since morning. Patparganj perhaps explains why Mr. Sisodia changed the seat in the first place. Mr. Ojha has been trailing.
Look at the leads consolidate once again. 43 to the BJP, 27 to the Aam Aadmi Party. So as more and more EVMs are opening and more rounds of counting, the BJP is continuing to consolidate itself. It's not losing ground. 43-27. Ramesh Biduri, when he spoke with us, he said 39 to 50 is my range, although I've been saying 46 seats. We may cross 50 or we may touch 50, he said. He said, I don't know how things are opening up, but he was quietly confident that he will hold on to Kalkaji, or he will perhaps be able to punch a hole in Kalkaji and win Kalkaji. But it's a big thing that if your top 5-6 faces of the Kejri model of governance are struggling to hold on to their leads and are just by, barely, and they're in a, give and go here. Now, it's 43. Yes, Nalin, you were wanting to make a point here.
I want to make a point that let's wait and see another half an hour for the leads. But one thing is very clear: the BJP has fought this election like a startup. It's an election. It's an electoral behemoth. But see, when the Congress makes gains, it gains often at the expense because other guy is just not performing well, right? What the BJP has done is gone into the opponent's backyard, and it's really wresting gains from right from its core backyard. That tells you something about the nature of politics of the BJP at the moment. And what I think in a national context, from June 4 to now, you've had Haryana, you've had Maharashtra, you've had Delhi, you've basically had a full circle. All the gains, all the losses BJP has had, it's kind of recovered those. I would say it's in a stronger position than much more stronger position than it was then. And Delhi means it's recovered.
I want all of you to also weigh in on this part that Ramesh Biduri said. He said a promise that's been made already, a dole that's been given, cannot be taken away immediately because that causes dissonance. So we have no other option but to continue the existing dole but deliver a better form of governance. And he said this trend started from the south. He says Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Bengal, Karnataka, they have all started this, and now we have to want to do it because the voter has now been spoiled. He says, हाथ के नीचे पत्थर के नीचे हाथ है तो झट से खींचोगे तो छिल जाएगा. So you got to take it out slowly. You got to wean them away slowly. Doles in the Jhuggi seats out of 18, it's neck and neck. AAP 9, BJP 9, and I think you're right. It'll be decided in
those polls that I've witnessed were not wrong. Those internal surveys that the BJP conducted, where they said that we're making inroads into the disadvantaged clusters of the city. And we're also gaining in the women vote. We don't know where this is about 15 days before the vote was cast. So they were still waiting for the Prime Minister to hit the ground, and then he made that emotional appeal. And the BJP hadn't still really announced its panoply of benefits that it's not.
See, I also want to talk about the Jat votes, because we underplay the Jat influence in Delhi. Parvesh Verma at the end of the day is a Jat. Maybe he was given the wrong constituency, but look at the outer Delhi constituencies, Narela, Rithala, all of that. These are constituencies that the BJP has never won. And I want to compare this to the 2020 Vidhan Sabha map. Look at all this sea of saffron around the outskirts of Delhi. Let's take a look at how it was in 2020 Vidhan Sabha.
Wow.
Look at that. The entire thing. BJP did not win a single seat in all of these constituencies. Jat dominated seats.
Mr. Biduri made a very interesting remark. And he said that, look, I don't know if you caught on. He said, Sheila Dikshit suffered because of delimitation.
Delimitation.
She made that point. I think the BJP, when you said maybe you not got the right constituency, I think the BJP has been able to go down into every little constituency and figure out the demographics there very accurately, because the way they picked their candidates this time, most of them nameless faces, by the way. There was a lot of pressure on the Amit Shah, coterie to basically accommodate a lot of known names. They haven't done that. Correct. A lot of their people are unknowns.
See, Parvesh Sharma, Ramesh Biduri, MPs not given tickets, asked to fight MLA elections, one against former Chief Minister, another one sitting Chief Minister. Satish Upadhyay, again going on to take on a high profile candidate. And then Tarvinder Singh Marwa up against Manish Sisodia. The BJP is telling these leaders, we are not going to name you. you perform, you defeat them, then immediately you become candidates for potential chief ministers.
And that's also a way to unite the party. If everyone has a skin in the game, no one is going to pull each other
all
down.
of you have got to beat an incumbent who's been there around for a decade in Delhi politics and is a strong person. So these are all possibilities which the BJP has looked very carefully. But the other point I was trying to make, and I just lost my train of thought there. Coming back to the clusters, the BJP seems to have gone and said on ground, I will continue the existing doles, but I'll deliver you better governance.
Yeah.
I will not only give you your free bus, I will not only give you 2,500 rupees, they are saying 21, I'll give you 25, but I will clean up the Yamuna for you. I will build better roads for you. I will build a Viksit Delhi while giving you. Suman Berry, the chairperson of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council after Bibek Debroy, the vice chairperson of Niti Aayog, he told me, he said, Anand, we figured out a model where growth and inclusion can go hand in hand. And that's what we're going to work on. That's what the Prime Minister wants to deliver. So if the BJP has figured that out, then other parties will now play catch up on that
because of
front.
its fight with the governor and the centre, stopped one of the main benefits for the elderly.
Yeah.
You know, there was a scheme that was designed specifically for the elderly. They didn't implement it because they said, we must have first dibs. So they got into that kind of...
Yeah, Zaka, I mean, your point of, the Jat belt, the outer Delhi...
he kept saying, Zaka kept saying that this election will be won in outer Delhi.
No, whether Parvesh Verma wins or loses, giving him a seat against Kejriwal sent the message that Parvesh could become the CM of Delhi.
Elevated.
And that sent a message. Also, BJP has given disproportionately more seats to Jat candidates, considering
it's also sending a message to Haryana, na? It's also sending a message back to Haryana.
Could be.
That the Jats have not been forgotten.
Yeah.
And this will also help, it will send a message into Punjab. What's going to happen in Punjab going forward, knock-on effect, if these results hold, the AAP is in serious pressure because the Congress will come, biting at the bits.
Well, if
the BJP will want to
goes-
try and make inroads into a place where they steered clear because of SAD and Prakash Singh Badal. So that's not there, that alignment is not there anymore. So the BJP has said, and the Prime Minister in a rally very clearly said, कि देखिए पंजाब का भी नजारा बदलेगा. पंजाब में भी परिस्थितियां बदलेंगी. He has said that. So the BJP will move into that direction. There is an eye on Gujarat. You don't want the AAP getting into Gujarat again. You want to keep sure
I
that
want
the
to
mandate
mention in
happens.
Okhla, Amanatullah is trailing.
Chaudhary
of the BJP is leading in Okhla right now.
So that's big.
That is a big statement.
That's big. So 43-27. So 3 short of what Ramesh Biduri said, his expectation is that the BJP will lock on, that is 46. But well clear, very well clear, 7 clear or 8 clear of the halfway mark at 43. It's 10:25. So around 11 o'clock, do you see this further consolidating in favor of the BJP?
Well, if this,
given what's happening
if this
now,
trend holds, yes. And if we are by that time, if you are in
Sanjay
5
Singh
or
is at
6
Arvind
rounds,
Kejriwal's residence. Yeah,
if
please.
you are at 5 and 6 rounds of counting and this trend is holding, then yes, the AAP is in trouble.
But Arvind leading in New Delhi?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Okay.
Arvind is leading in New Delhi, but how much we don't know. So we'll have to go back because there's been a back
check
and
with
forth
Griha,
there.
yeah.
We'll check with Griha. But if it's 5 or 6 rounds and that trend is holding, it's going to be tough.
So the high women voter turnout that you saw in those 41 constituencies, BJP is leading in 25, AAP only in 16, but all out of 25, 24 are pickups from the
from the Aam Aadmi. So the women voters have swung in a different direction compared to what many would have thought. Yes, Griha.
Are in fact getting to know that Kejriwal is still maintaining that lead. Right now the website is still at 343, but we'll get you a fresh update. Do we have an update on New Delhi? Arvind Kejriwal leading by just 223 there.
It's a big thanks for that update there. 223 votes for the AAP convener, former Chief Minister of Delhi.
It's looking difficult for him. Looking difficult, he might even lose this. He might even lose this. This is not a resounding, emphatic reassertion of his credibility. This is actually now becoming a problem.
And New Delhi is a small constituency. It has barely about 1 lakh voters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking he'll have to come to the press conference in the evening, which he
Fourth round is going on in New Delhi.
He's a brave
He's going to blame
politician.
the election commission. He's going to say it was unfair. Let me just preempt what is going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. That
Yes.
and part of the aura of leaders like Kejriwal and Modi also is that they never lose. Like at least in Delhi, Kejriwal has never lost. Like he comes. That's the charisma, right? In fact, when the BJP didn't do as well, 400 par didn't happen. it kind of like shook the thing for a while, not anymore because BJP keeps on winning again. But that itself, and if you lose your own constituency and then your party loses from such a big majority, you come down to this, how is he going to face it? I don't think he can just say, yeah, he will say there were forces against us, but I think he'll have to say that.
Chetan, he lost in Varanasi when he's lost.
Those who are never expected to win. I mean, he was never expected to win.
But what I'm saying is that he has lost election. It's not as if it's the first time that he's losing. Yes, it's the first time that he's losing in Delhi, which was where the party was born. So that I can understand. But he's somebody who has fought against all odds. He's fought against his own people.
But if he loses his constituency,
you're right, because he lost his halo.
Yeah.
In 24, when he says, vote for me and punish those who sent me to jail, and nothing happened.
Normally, Rahul, all jailed CMs come back to power. Normally.
Come back to power.
Lalu, but Hemant Soren, Jayalalitha,
Indira Gandhi.
But yes, but they all have resigned.
Chetan has a point.
When they go, they all resign.
Chetan has a point here, because generally jail makes you a martyr.
Yeah.
You come back with where people think, oh, this guy has been politically downtrodden and all of that. In this case, that's not worked. The sympathy is not stayed.
Even Naidu Saab.
It actually has hurted his.
Yeah. So many. Normally it's like, but they all resign. And if you had if there was a time, there was a Prashant Bhushan, there was Yogendra Yadav, there were all these people that say, you know what, I'll go to jail, but I've got these people, they will run Delhi for you, they'll do a great job, don't worry, I'm in there. That was not the equation, right?
He showed that he was hungry for power, which doesn't
call it hungry, call it insecure, call it whatever. But he was the power, he was the only leader. If he's gone, how will Delhi be run? It was not very clear.
And secondly, there was also, remember, talk that his wife would be the designated, backseat driver. And
that was the Lalu Rabdi model that was equated to. The other thing is, he went to jail, or he was accused of things that he promised to the people of Delhi he will never do. He said that I don't want a sheesh mahal. I don't want lavish life. I am happy in a 2-bedroom. I don't want bodyguards. I don't want big cars. मुझे तो मेरी WagonR ठीक है जी.
The excise policy was.
And he said कि दिल्ली में शराब बंद करा देंगे.
Let's say the fodder scam of Lalu. We haven't ever seen the fodder scam, right? We kind of know that there was a case, but nobody in the country saw. But the excise policy was changed, and it's there for all to see that it benefited these people. So it's
like the 2G policy.
Yeah, now it's a policy change. Whether there was corruption or not, I'm not making any conjectures, but it just puts doubt in people's mind. No, something has happened.
Where the doubt did not come because the policy was changed, Chetan. The doubt came because the day the LG said, I'm going to issue an inquiry into this policy, they came back and went back to the old policy.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? If you believe, and 4 days ago, 4 days before that, he had said that this is the best thing for Delhi, and then he went back and said, no, I am taking this back. So I think that's where the whole thing saying that, listen, if this was good for me, why are you taking it away? If it is not good for me, why did you bring it in the first place? And you said you don't want a big house, you don't want lavish. Why do you want, gold-plated taps and, this one?
Jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi and 6 lakh rupees toilets, etc.
Jacuzzis are overrated. Nobody uses jacuzzis. I can tell you one thing. Does anyone use bathtubs?
No, this jacuzzi was a wave maker. Did you see the number of little funnels there that were going to...
Faucets.
Would have been flying in the air if that jacuzzi had gone.
That's a jacuzzi user for you.
There are fans. And why
That's the point, isn't it? Hey, don't be a prude.
Optics.
No. The optics were so extra. And like I said, what was also extra was the whole WagonR thing in the beginning. Now, if you've gone for it, then stick to it. Like I said, Mampati is the best example. Those chappals never change.
Well, correct. Those chappals never. Ramdev, 7% stakeholder, if not more, of a 50,000 crore company, but he's still Ramdev. No, he's not changed.
Yeah.
So
let me give you a source-based information that I have, not verified, but source-based is that somebody gave him a feedback that, that Reynolds pen and that oversized shirt and all, people of Delhi got tired of that. The people of Delhi, fashion savvy guys, they got tired that, how are you going to lead this dynamic city if you're looking so bad? So then came in this puffer jackets and stuff like that, where he looks like muscular and that I can handle anybody. I can handle that juggernaut of election machinery.
Are you saying that this is
soft based? As I'm saying, I don't know whether that was.
So you're saying the Puff Daddy look?
Who is the
Puff Daddy look was also.
But the fact is that Arvind Kejriwal came to power from those people who wear a muffler with this one and a sweater and an oversized shirt. That was the common person of Delhi who said that this guy is there sitting and doing my work.
For granted
I think you don't take voters for granted. The lesson the BJP also learnt in Lok Sabha 2024.
There was a point that somebody made the other day, and it was an interesting one. I think it was right after the budget, the tax cut had come, and people said, this is another way of the left sort of ecosystem now taking the thing out of the tax cut. Don't make me feel poor. Like thinking that badi meherbani ki hai tax cut, that I need desperately a tax cut. Make me feel that I can go to the next level. Empowered. Now, has that happened with Mr. Kejriwal? Somewhere the aspirational Delhi voter
and
said.
Think about this, right? So Delhi's per capita GDP 10 years back versus now, even if you assume 7% growth, that's doubled. So there's not enough poor people.
So you
there's just not enough poor people who value these freebies as much. I'm saying there is a certain. I'm just saying the world changes.
See, I'll tell you.
Then the BJP would not be.
Delhi is very clear after COVID or before that. There is a very clear thing, especially among the women, among the lower middle income groups or lower middle groups, that they want a free bus, lesser electricity bill, lesser water bills.
But here's what's happening.
Gives them more money in their pocket to pursue.
The moment you have 201 units of electricity, the full bill comes. On 200 and below, it doesn't come. So maybe there's enough people who need more than 200 now. For example, for women, some guys have told me they have made it free for women, so they don't walk at all now. They just get on the bus for even one bus stop, and the buses are always crowded. I mean, I'm just saying there are repercussions of all kinds.
There is a strong middle class, tax-paying middle class who very clearly came out on the day of voting also said, "Ye freebie culture band karo." But there is a tabka below that who believe that the
BJP is a very poll-savvy party. They are focused on how to win elections. They would not have been upping the stakes.
41-29
Can I tell you something? I want to end this as a Revdi lover association. You check the price of Revdi on, just Google it. It's the same 600 to 800 rupees a kilo, same as motichur laddu. See, it's high quality sesame ingredients, good ingredients. Why is Revdi so condemned? And Revdi is not cheap. And that is also true that Revdi in real life or in political also not cheap.
He's a real member of the RWA. Revdi
is not cheap. Revdi is not cheap.
It is not cheap even metaphorically. When you make these foods,
it feels like a lean, mean, sweet, but it's not cheap. And the same thing in real life in policy also, it feels like a lean, mean thing, but it's not. That's what I'm saying.
And maybe to keep people.
But one thing, that gentleman there, one thing, if these results hold, 41-29, there will not just be song and dance, you would also see Rahul Shivshankar having Daulat Ram ki chart. That's also going to happen today.
It will happen.
The fact that he's not singing.
Rahul is not going to have it. It's all cards. And
play one more game of tennis tomorrow. That's what happened.
My colleague Gaurav Chaudhary, my colleague, makes an important psychological point on the New Delhi constituency. The AAPs, right, so far the booths that have been counted have been AAP stronghold booths. At a slight lead. The booths that remain now are BJP stronghold.
How do you know this?
That's what our reporters are telling us.
Reporters are saying on ground that this 225-250 vote lead has been on the counting booths which have been Aam Aadmi Party strongholds. Now the BJP stronghold booths are going to be counted. So this is pressure on Arvind Kejriwal unless there is a shift away. Parvesh Verma the other day when he spoke with her, I'm going to go back to that again, and he said first thing when Rahul only asked him, "Aap jeet rahe hain ki nahi?" He said, "Arvind Kejriwal se pucho wo haar raha hai." That's what he said.
1000% he said, "I'm winning."
And he said 1000% I'm winning, and then he also said 123 booths mein se 123 booth hum jeet rahe hain. That was the confidence Parvesh Verma exuded. Sandeep Dixit also somewhere says Arvind Kejriwal is losing. He's not said whether I am winning or not. He said Arvind Kejriwal is losing. Today, Alka Lamba says if Arvind Kejriwal is losing, Atishi is losing, Manish Sisodia is losing. The trends are showing that Kapil Mishra currently is leading from Karawal Nagar. The BJP is strong in 41 seats. Arun Dhanta joining us from the BJP office. Yes, Arun. Revdi hai, jalebi hai.
Well, jalebi hasn't ordered yet, but they are going to order it soon. That's what Virendra Sachdeva has told us. Let me quickly show you a glimpse. This is outside the BJP office. You can see these dhol nagaras are already here. Though the workers of BJP still to join them. You can see few of them, 3 or 4 workers around these dhol and nagaras, and this has already been started. In fact, once they will get the permission to go inside the BJP office, then you will see them going inside. But of course, the leaders like Virendra Sachdeva, Harsh Malhotra, they all have started arriving here at BJP.
So let's contrast this with the AAP office. Let's contrast these pictures, if we can, with the AAP office. Anshul is also there. Arun, stay on with us. Yes, Anshul.
So yes, as you rightly mentioned, there is a drastic contrast out here outside the Aam Aadmi Party office. I'll just try and show you the stage that was set up this morning is still absolutely empty. Since morning, the only person who has gotten up on stage was the person who went ahead to check the mics over here. And since then, the entire environment over here is right outside the Aam Aadmi Party office is absolutely somber. Just a few moments ago, this news broke that Arvind Kejriwal is leading by a few votes, and then there was a little celebration that happened over here. But at this point in time, neither the workers nor any leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party has yet turned up at the Aam Aadmi Party office out here in the national capital. I'll just try and take in a word from a few workers of the Aam Aadmi Party. भैया क्या लग रहा है ये रुझान देख करके? ऐसा लग रहा है कि इस बार तो बहुत बुरी हार होने वाली है?
ऐसे नहीं लग रहा, अभी तो है ना अर्ली ट्रेंड्स है, अभी हो गए, लेकिन आगे देखिए रिजल्ट विल चेंज.
केजरीवाल जी का भी ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. 2000 वोट से तीन राउंड के बाद
मार्जिन तो कम रहेंगे, लेकिन जीते तो आम आदमी
2000 नहीं 223 वोट है.
100%.
223 वोट है. 223 वोट से जीत रहे हैं, वो भी आप स्ट्रॉन्गहोल्ड बूथ से.
223 वोट से.
वी शुड नॉट जंप द गन्स एज ऑफ नाउ. वी हैव टू वेट एंड वॉच. अभी टाइम बाकी है. सो आम आदमी पार्टी इज लीडिंग.
ऑलराइट, ओके. बहुत ही कम मार्जिन है, तो कुछ मार्जिन नहीं.
वो तो पहले से पता है. इस बार थोड़ा मार्जिन थोड़ा हर एक का थोड़ा कम ही रहेगा. परवेश वर्मा तो हारने वाला है.
आपको मिला?
हमें नहीं चाहिए, हमें बीजेपी का नहीं चाहिए, हमें केजरीवाल जैसे नेता मुख्यमंत्री चाहिए. हमें क्या है,
तो वोट दिया था आपने, ऐसे कैसे हालत हो गई है?
दिल्ली दिल से केजरीवाल फिर से. आई लव केजरीवाल. बिजली बिल जीरो, केजरीवाल हीरो. बीजेपी देगा धोखा, केजरीवाल देगा मौका. घर घर झाड़ू हुआ, घर घर केजरीवाल.
अब लेट हो गया ये पहले.
No. Okay, that's a passionate Aam Aadmi Party supporter and an Aam Aadmi Party voter, and their